and welcome to the best place you could possibly be right now at this moment.
It's the best spot in all of gaming right here, maybe in all the world.
I think you have found your way into a very unique moment.
You're all here with us
in space and time.
Energy is it's kind of strange today, honestly.
It's been strange for a few weeks.
It's been strange for a while, yeah. But it feels good. I feel good. You feel good, Zach?
I feel really good.
Wonderful.
We played last week. We did deck building with our what do we call the early box we got?
Sample box.
Sample box.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot these cards last time.
What are those cards?
These are the avatars.
Ah, you brought them.
The elements, and I brought them this time. So this morning when I was, because all these cards have to go into a vault every time we aren't using them. Got to protect them. We are giving all of
He's not lying.
All of our early, all these cards, the early print box, we were randomly giving away in our first processing of our booster box subscription for Sorcery TCG.
Go get on that if you want.
And these cards, we had no idea this was going to be the case when we made that decision, that we were going to be giving all those away.
It kind of tracks with most of our business decisions.
Yeah, you just do what feels right, you know? Go back to that data-driven
do what would make people
episode.
happy.
Yeah.
Not considering the cost.
It's a very unique thing to get early prints of a game like this.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate enough that Eric's Curiosa sent over a whole box, which is crazy. So we thought we'd share that with our subscribers because none of what we do here is possible without people subscribing to that service. So that said, a lot of people are going to end up with these test cards. But when we made the decision to do that, we had no idea what the value of those test cards would be.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? They could be worth pennies on the dollar in a year or two.
Or vice versa.
Or they could be worth billions of dollars. They could be the kind of cards you forget about, and then 30 years later, you see a news article that says, Sorcery card sold at auction for $16 million. And
then
you
we'll
check
be like,
your closet.
do you remember how many of those we had?
And you're like, my Pokemon cards aren't first edition. They aren't even shadowless. They're just basic Pokemon cards. And then you put them back in your mom's closet. That's been my experience, at least.
Yeah. Well,
so anything could happen, basically. Is all that to say.
I got these out this morning. And
it's wonderful. What's the Earth one do?
The Earth one is you gain +1, at least this version. Do we have an avatar of Earth to pop?
We probably do, yeah.
I just want to see. All right. You and your Earth sites have +1 armor? What's an armor?
Well, Zach...
I guess it cancels the first damage that you get each round. I like that a lot. This version says...
You're right, though. You're right. I always assumed it was that, too, but it's like, I know. I assume
asking for a friend.
Takes X less damage when struck.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
For example, by another unit.
But not... the good armor. It's the everlasting armor.
And your Earth sights.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's amazing. I don't know. Is it amazing?
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah, we got it all. Everything's good.
Yeah, I'm asking what does armor do, and everyone's laughing at me. I don't get it. It's totally different than what you thought it would be.
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing because we all have an assumption as to what armor would do.
Was your assumption wrong?
No, it was right.
You think it'd be 1 off of every piece of damage coming in?
Yeah.
Not just the first time?
Oh, you thought it cracked. Like
Yeah.
Keyforge.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. I see. Yeah, that's not funny.
Look at that. Anyways, the version we have here says you gain +1 attack power for each nearby Earth site.
Oh, wow. Cool. Thanks. I kind of like that better.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's more offensive, but Earth should be more like that. That avatar.
Wait, did those come in the precons?
These came in the even earlier precons than these.
Oh, they were. Okay.
This is like so many iterations ago. Okay. I really don't care what this is the point. Like I got these out for the first time, all of the avatars together.
Yeah.
Because they came in those precons that they sent us, and I hadn't really ever seen them just together like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized...
they're gorgeous. One
of the things that makes Sorcery is that I don't even care what these do.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Like, that's not normal. Like, a Fab card gets previewed, and I'm like, oh, what's it do? How does this field work?
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful, right? This is like Avatar of Earth. Okay, I'm the Avatar of Earth, and really it doesn't matter what the ability says.
But I'll play it. Why is that?
Somebody
tell me. Would somebody tell me and crack this code finally? It can't just be the art style, can it?
I saw someone in our Discord channel, and I don't know who said this. It may have been Aaron that said this, that usually with games, they are big fans of altars, which is when someone that is good at art takes a card and alters it physically to make it look different or make it full bleed or whatever, beyond just like the printed card. But this is one of the first games that they're not even sure they would want to have the card altered.
Now, you know what? Actually, I have a little devil's advocate here. I felt similarly, it's not true, almost with Netrunner. Almost. Where it was like, Wizard would come out or one of these, and I'd just be like, I just want to play that. I don't care what it does. I'll build my deck around whatever this thing's trying to do.
Yeah. I feel like
even then, like even here, I had an interest in the mechanical process of the card. Like if I looked at it and I was like, that's interesting, and then I looked at like I do this in Fab a lot. It's like Illusionist. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Prism, playstyle. Not that into it. Moving on. I don't know. I think Avatar of Water could do almost nothing, and I would play it.
That's what I'm saying.
Time.
If Avatar of Water was blank,
yeah,
I think you might be just as interested. Now that said, one of the key differences too is, in every game I played, I've definitely had cards that I feel that way about.
Yeah.
It's like, I like this idea of a card so much, what it looks like, or what the art is, what the name of it is, or even mechanically how it works. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. But I feel like in Sorcery, it applies to almost everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that Sea Serpent, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm playing it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Is that going to change? You know, see, this is the thing. We gotta figure this out. Is this the thing? Is it gonna change over time? Are we just gonna say, I like the Sea Serpent, but it's not good enough, and I need these slots on my deck devoted to this particular mechanical thing that I'm trying to do so I can be effective when I'm playing the game? Does it always fade? Is this just some sort of early honeymoon phase? Love? If they never release the game, then I can stay in this place forever.
Well, in 2022, it's easy to do that, apparently. Everyone's having logistical problems. I mean, it's the full Monty. We're trying to build a building for our new store, all the way to Soulforge and Sorcery and delays and et cetera.
You heard the latest Sorcery update. It's coming in 2025.
This game.
Yeah, if you didn't hear that one.
Sorcery and Soulforge being added around the same time does not help my brain, because they're not the same word at all. But
no, but
they start with the first two letters the same, and they're single words.
They're more the same than a great many words.
Yeah, and then Keyforge came back at the same time. Soulforge is here, so it's like, well, now
you're forging everything.
Sorcery Forge.
I would like to know, folks out there listening. I know you're at work, or you're like pretending to be at work, and we're in the headphones talking to you, and now suddenly we're breaking through the third wall that was this white noise of voices that were kind of comforting you through your day of packing the mail or whatever it is that you're doing, Alex. Do you feel the same way? Is the evocative nature of the game happening to you as well, where it's just, I don't care what it does, I just want to play this or that because it looks awesome or because it aligns with my identity in some capacity? And if so, why is that? Why is that happening with this particular game?
Mr. M saying, is there really a Sorcery delay? I haven't been keeping up. So no.
No, yeah, sorry. It's not delayed to 3 years from now.
There was a delay announced a couple weeks ago maybe, that they were pushing it back a little bit, give them a little more time for testing and tweaking, and to clean up some of the rule stuff, but not from a production, shipping, logistics. That all could still happen. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but until I have a thing in hand.
Grizzled industry veteran, Zach Bunn.
I got way more realistic as time went on. Until it's in hand, I don't believe it. So Soulforge announced September 22nd was their day in August, and then I was like, well, we don't have it yet, so I don't believe it. And then it got pushed back. It's pushed back again. Now we're at the end of October. Nothing against them. It's just the logistics reality of until they have it in hand, or we have, even if they have it in hand, we've had to get shipped from there to either us or a distributor, and it just got delayed by 2 weeks for some reason. Or one time we had a delivery truck was in an accident, and they didn't know if they were ever going to deliver something to us. You remember that? It was around. Yeah. I remember it was on Christmas. I don't remember what game it was. So you just get prepared for whatever to happen, and then once that finally shows up, it's exciting.
Yeah, if there's something between you and the thing that you want that you're not in full control of, all bets are off.
Yeah.
The story of life, isn't it? You got to be able to adapt, move like water would.
Speaking of which,
adjust to its container, and sometimes that container throws some real curveballs at you.
If ice can fill this container.
Ice can fill this container, however, it doesn't adapt to it. So if I freeze a piece of ice in an ice tray, for instance, and I put that piece of ice in a bigger container, it's still the same size. If I take water, put it in an ice tray, don't freeze it, and then put it in a different container, it flattens out. You understand how things can adapt.
Hypothetically, if you put the ice in the container and you give it time, it will adapt to its surroundings.
And then sometimes, if the container isn't big enough and you freeze, it will expand out of its container and break it.
It can change size and shape.
Which is why you gotta watch out for like jars and things in the freezer.
Not that long ago, that air can also take up a different amount of space.
What is air if not just lighter water? I'm gonna go to the comments here.
On that note, actually, there was an analogy. I think it was in. Speaking of other prominent covenant topics, how does that?
You just get to be.
There
so
was
aware.
an analogy, I think, in Stormlight Archive recently that I was reading.
It's gonna be perfect.
That was effectively talking about the fact that air is to us as water is to fish.
Yeah. I've said that.
Yeah. Did they even know air exists?
It's the old joke.
To them, it's just like water.
It's the old fish joke.
Yeah.
Talking about they complain about water, and then the fish says, "What's water?"
Yeah. The old fish joke.
It's a good joke. I assure you, it's funny. So Harley Birch saying the art is huge for me. The card can do whatever. Wyatt McCaffrey says I usually only make suboptimal deck construction choices to have fun with cool mechanics rather than for flavor. So almost you would say flavorful mechanics rather than simply flavorful aesthetics.
And I will say, I do get a certain amount of joy when something behaves like I would expect it to based on what it is as a card.
Yeah.
So like that sea serpent having submerged and being waterbound, like it functioning as expected is nice.
Yeah, that does. Actually, that does tie a lot of it in
the theme / art of it for me.
Maybe, you know what, that's actually a really good kind of thing that I can grab onto, is that one of the things that is happening really, really properly here, and I think it's because, and this has been seen as a downside to some people, it's an art-driven game. It started with the conception of art and these old artists from fantasy long past kind of having their chance to bring worlds to life again. But if you do start with the art-driven approach, your card design naturally has to follow from what the image is portraying. And I think modern game design is more likely to say, I need these mechanics in my game, or I need this counter to this card, or whatever it is to balance things out. And then I'll send a prompt to an artist to say, hey, make something that is kind of in the spirit of X, Y, or Z. And then they make something, and then you put it on that mechanic, rather than getting the art and then building a mechanic around it, which I do think is happening maybe exclusively in Sorcery. And I can feel that.
I remember when we talked to Eric on maybe the podcast or a live stream. I don't know. It all runs together in my brain.
We talk weekly at this point.
Yeah.
You guys have your 5 o'clock Friday night call.
Yeah. Let's talk about art and collecting things. When we talked to him, though, officially, publicly on content, he said that one of the things about art that they were doing that was unique is very undetailed prompts. Stylistically, it was basically like, hey, we want a sea serpent.
Yeah.
Like, go crazy.
Yeah.
Do whatever. When we say that, do your thing, artist. And that's what came out.
Do you think they knew? Do you think they had the submerged waterbound thing happening? Like, do you think they had a template that said, we need a creature here that's submerged, waterbound, etc. It's called sea serpent. Now we're going to send this to the artist. Or was it more like, water is an element. What would water have in it? As like serpents, hydras, those kinds of things. Yeah. And then we're going to go get that drawn, and then we're going to figure out how all this mechanically works together. Any idea? Somebody knows out there. They're probably telling us right now. I need to look.
You know what? I wonder if Sorcery TCG is in the chat.
Could be. Mr. M said, for me, I'm going to play busted cards. I get a lot of joy from experimenting and min-maxing. Also, cool. June Ana says, it's definitely that for me. Seeing cards like that big toad creature just seems so fun and exciting, right? So there's like this possibilities of evocative art. Justin says, I'm into for both the art and the effects. It depends on the deck or my mood the day I make the deck.
Yeah, I'm in on that. They're cards or moments that will be both for me, I think.
Bert the Stylight saying totally. What especially interests me about the game is that it's not tied to any IP, just a wonderful, cozy fantasy setting. You know, cozy is a great way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. It feels just like so fundamentally familiar.
You know, part of
It's
why
like coming home.
I feel like it's very like the art isn't necessarily combat based. Like we are fighting, you know, like, but you look at some of these cards, like, yeah, the Sea Serpent art is a scene happening.
Yeah, totally.
It's not necessarily like you're Sea Serpent attacking me kind of a thing.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. Some of the stuff
like
is just completely bonkers.
The Fellbog Frogmen?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Yeah, they're just in the bog, dude.
Why? Like, you have to imagine them attacking, right? They're not attacking in the art.
No, yeah. How do they even attack? They got a staff there, you know? I guess I could attack with a staff.
Lord of Unland? Like, look at that guy. It's just like, oh, man, he looks awesome.
Yeah,
he's not fighting, though.
He's just down there. He's the Lord.
We know he can fight, though.
It just leaves so much room for imagination. That's the whole game.
It really does.
And even the mechanics do that.
Polar bears. We know what they do.
Bert the Starlight saying, Arthurian legends? Sure. Arabian Nights? Why not? The Icelandic sagas? Go for it. So yeah, we could see some incredible worlds.
Torres 88. Slightly off topic. You guys planning any upcoming podcasts?
Yeah, we will do some more podcasts. We're taking a quick break.
It'd be like, you know, we decided to call it quits.
Do you want to talk about anything this week? Anything on your mind?
Things on my mind are
Keyforge formats. That's interesting.
I think How to Ruin a Game Part 1 again. I mean, it's not
How to Ruin a Game. Make a new format. Is that what you're saying?
Well, our first episode is first principles. So the question for me on Keyforge is unique deck a part of the unique deck game identity?
Well, you know, when you put it like that.
I didn't frame it a particular way,
but... It said unique deck, not unique deck that you can't modify.
Correct. I mean, I'm just saying, that's on my mind. You know, another thing that's on my mind, you read that comment to me yesterday from Casey.
Yes. You want to read it?
We can, yeah. That is actually, it weighed on me last night.
Yes, me too. I'm glad you think the same.
Yeah, it was with a heavy heart that hit me. It really did. Okay, so last night I was playing the Fab League.
Yeah, what's the response? What is that?
I was playing against I don't know what this is related to, but here we are against a player. His name was Milo.
Okay. In
the Fab League.
Okay.
Second week participating in the league. 6th or 7th time to ever play Fab in the game. I asked how he heard about us and how he got involved. Like, well, you're in the league. What prompted this? And this is crazy to me.
Okay. Sorcery streams.
Yeah, he found out about us through the Secret Cabal podcast, board gaming podcast. It's a big podcast, actually.
I've seen.
Yeah.
It's like 4 guys, and they're like kind of rowdy.
It's bigger than that, I think. Let me look.
I mean, that's probably a good guess, no matter what we're talking about.
Yeah. Secret Cabal gaming podcast. Apparently, he plays board games. Listen to that. They talked about our Fab League.
Really?
So then he had heard of Fab, previously played Magic, decided to check it out, got stuff, and then signed up for our league. I mean, this is crazy. But the part of the story that relates to the Casey comment is...
Great marketing.
It's like, how in the world did that happen?
Just keep pushing out value.
He was talking about the fact that the nearest
a value hose
game store / place where he can play games is like an hour away.
Okay.
And so the league for him was actually really awesome because he didn't realize he could play with paper cards online on a routine basis in a casual lean back setting.
Yeah, what does that mean, Kat?
That's a whole. There's a topic.
That's the podcast. Yeah. It's gotta be. We gotta talk about this.
What is casual?
So that's released to Sorcery too.
So, all that to say, that's also been waiting on me if you're wanting podcast topics. Like that, the Casey comment really hit home.
All right, hold on. Let me read it.
I've been for the past year really obsessing over competitive Fab, right? And I have a lot more to say. It can be a whole podcast.
My buddy Casey, I hope you're okay with me reading this.
I was playing last night with Milo, right?
Yeah.
And in light of that comment, I just like really went the opposite direction. And not that I'm ever on the league night, like super intense.
Yeah.
But it's just like really leaning into, I'm here, part 1, to connect with another person and then share an experience with them, not to have an experience that might connect me to someone. And that little flip the switch because of that comment, just like...
That's really impressive.
It was really profound.
How do we...
I feel like we need a lot more of that in space. And to ask your question, can you keep the magic alive here? It's a podcast. It's ready to
and
print.
who does it? Does the publisher send that down? Does the atmosphere? Does the game store send that down? How does the community generate that from the bottom up?
What's Casey?
Inevitably, I mean, it's like a kind of
Casey
like
comment. Let's read it.
All
Sorry,
right,
Casey.
everybody, check this out. Yeah, Casey, great friend of mine. We met through Flesh and Blood and have talked a lot on the Discord. And said the following. I won't tell you which Casey it is, but said the following. Tell me if this reverberates with you guys out there. I might go to an armory this week. We'll see. That's the weekly Flesh and Blood tournament series. The problem with Flesh and Blood in this area is the players are hardcore. They're all on Talishar, which is an online client basically every night. They all play in person multiple times per week. I'm lucky if I make it a couple times in a month. I haven't played online. I think the hero I have is really good, but I'm just totally outclassed by the locals because they play all the time. I don't even think it would matter if I switched to another hero. It goes on for a second, but critically, I asked, what do you think the solution is to those kinds of hardcore players? Because they're clearly driving people out of the scene. Said, no idea. They're just going to be an insular group, I guess. It's not fun to play against them because they're 100% guaranteed to all beat me. One of them complained I was playing too slow last time, which you don't think I was. They're all just playing super fast. I don't think new players will stick around either. They're probably likely to be behind the curve and get discouraged. I told them I can't play faster, but if it goes to time, you can just have the win. I don't care, but it won't. And of course, it did not go to time. Probably played about 10 or 12 games against them, and the best I could do was a draw once, not a single win. Winning isn't everything, but you're playing for it, and you have no chance, not even a glimmer of hope. It just kind of takes the wind out of your sails. And it goes on. But the long story short here is that it does tend to happen that in any kind of and this may be true of all competitive things to some degree, but that a niche is created for competition in something that maybe was not available previously, like a sorcery trading card game. And people start out with it and they're like exploring it and like, oh my gosh, wow, like what can we do with this? And I could run this card and we could try this, and certain strategies start rising to the top. And then it just starts to stratify where you have this group that is like obsessed and playing all the time and super good and just undeniably just so they just have so much more time invested.
Sure. And even not to be that extreme, if I played Fab for 3 years, even a couple times a month, and then you started playing Fab today, there's gonna be a skill gap.
Huge, yeah.
Beyond the collection gap and rules interactions and how it works and what's good. Even last night I was playing against Milo and he was playing Icelander, and like as I told him before we started, hey, just so you're aware, any rules questions, anything that's weird, I'm happy to explain everything. You can like take stuff back. Like it's totally, this is a learning across the board. But like in playing against him, it just made me recognize like I wasn't necessarily playing my best deck. I wasn't playing, I'm playing to win, like I'm playing the game, but how much there is to learn in that game.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't super crazy, learn everything. Like if you're 6 months ahead, that's a problem too. My point. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, yeah. It's just I think it strikes at the heart of this hobby in particular, and games like Sorcery, and a lot of excitement and interest and momentum that these, we've seen this cycle a million times. As new games release, and then there's this, like, this is a game that can be beautifully explored and everyone's really excited about it. But inevitably, there's that echelon of players who, through no fault of their own, and not in the sense that this is the wrong way to approach a game, because I really enjoy deep level competitive play for games like Netrunner and others. And it's like, how can you have that coexist with exploration, fun, if you will, all these other things that surround reasons people engage in this hobby, and not have one of those slices take over everything. Yeah, and particularly when it comes to organized play, getting together to play a game.
And it's tough because, for my part in it, right, I think attempting to master the deepest levels of Fab is fun.
Yeah, right.
And playing against other people who are doing the same is very fun. It almost always comes back to, if you're playing against people who are at a similar level of skill and knowledge and commitment and expectation or desire, and that's something we've been very fortunate about in our whole lives, is that we have always played against each other, and we have a lot of games that we engage at a similar level. Like we play Sorcery about the same amount.
Yeah, totally.
We play Ashes about the same amount, so we can always play any of these games for fun. But a lot of people, like Milo last night that I played, nearest place he can play is an hour away. Doesn't know a lot of people in his area that want to engage in these games or these games at the same level he's at. So it is a big challenge, and I don't think there's a particularly clean answer. And some games are better at it than others.
It's like culture.
I think it has to be a culture.
And you have to have like a directive of like, because I think about volleyball a lot too, because I got super into volleyball when I was in college. And I would go home and there would be like, hey, let's play volleyball. And then it's like, it's 10 versus 10 and it's just chaos, right? And it's just, everyone putting their hands up and failing at volleyball. And like, that's not, at that point in my life, having gone to the farthest end of like competitive, at least intramurally competitive volleyball, it wasn't particularly fun to just like be standing around and like not know what to do and watching everybody, as I said, not really understand the fundamentals of the game, bump set, spike, these kinds of when to pass, all these things. So it's, what do you do with that? And then I think about after those games, it would be like, hey, who wants to learn how to actually hit a volleyball? And like there's a lot of people that were very, very into that, and over time you could make everybody a better player and get everybody to that level. And there are some people that don't even want to go to that level. They were just there to have a hot dog and stand in a volleyball court, right? And so like you don't want to run them off either, just because it gets so competitive.
I think the one answer on that comment you read is like the way those players are behaving shouldn't be happening. I think we did a really good job of this back before the pandemic with Star Wars Destiny, where one of our best players, Eric Wainwright, one of the nicest people you will ever meet, and he will beat you almost every time you play him. But playing as a new player, super friendly, super helpful, willing to answer questions, willing to walk things back, willing to... it's a tough line, because like you don't want it to be, you made a move and I say, hey, that's not a good move.
Right. We've all been there. That's awful.
But you do want the like helpful teacher to be there if you want to, as like, there's one weird ruling piece, and it was like asking a question about the right way to sequence it. And it's like, well, I'm happy to walk you through that, but I don't want to, you get done with the turn, it's like, you could have gotten 2 more damage on that.
Check out the value you could have gotten.
It's like, here's the thing you could have done. So it's tough, but I think there's a huge... not even opportunity. I think tabletop could be a lot better off if more players understood how to craft and create that culture. So I think that's something that maybe could be focused on in a lot of different places in a lot of different ways.
And or if it's the store's responsibility or the publisher, a lot of people put that on the publisher, right? They might, like even Magic, right? People might say, oh, Magic's like super toxic. It's like, I don't think that's a Wizards of the Coast problem necessarily.
I mean, it's not until it affects their bottom line, and it's definitely a problem.
But it's like, what kind of environments are people playing Magic in? Who's in charge of the culture of those environments, and what are they allowing people to do?
And that's why I think the Commander format for Magic is such a big deal. And I think that a lot of people are playing Magic at the kitchen table because they find the 2 or 3 people they want to play with. We're all agreeing. There's a social contract into the commitment level and the collection levels, and the, it's like back when I was a kid. If I'm winning every game I play by a lot into you or Will, eventually it's like, all right, I guess I'll try a different deck now, or whatever. It's not, if it stops becoming fun for the other party, it's eventually going to stop for everybody.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Can you read through the comments? I don't have them on my phone, but see what people. I know there's some very intelligent people out there have a lot to say.
All right, here we go. John Tucker, this is the same problem we have in our local scene with new players, since a good portion are competitive players.
That word keeps coming back up, right? Competitive, casual. It's like,
I think I like social and serious as a scale for me.
And a lot of people have a problem with that too, where it's like, I'm serious about the game, even while I'm social. Like I'm not. They're so insufficient.
I guess serious to me would be less like how you're approaching that specific game and how much time you spend honing your skill at that game, like how committed or
committed maybe. That's actually a good word.
Christopher Burke. It's possible for one player to be playing more competitively than another and both have a great time.
That's interesting. It's interesting. On one axis, that I think is untrue. Where it's like, if I just built this deck that I'm wanting to take to Worlds, and I'm like, I need to see how this thing does, and then you're playing a pre-con against me, like
no one's having fun.
Only so long that I can be like, I'm. It's not fun for me in this particular atmosphere because I'm here for a reason. I'm trying to make a better deck that can win me games, right? But that depends on your framing device.
Dysphoria. If you're at a local gathering, you just don't comment you're playing too slow.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true, yeah.
Wyatt saying the old players should be more open to teach the new players, in my opinion. Lewis, that will always happen with the easy to learn, hard to master games like Fab. The skill gap is a real...
And yeah, that's what most of us are looking for.
What are we looking for?
I think we're ultimately, the TCG scene, everybody here playing TCGs, we don't want a base level shallow game. Like something you can figure out in 2 minutes and then it's like, okay. I don't think there's a depth to it that everybody enjoys regardless of how seriously they're taking it. And it kind of equates to possibilities, like what is achievable in this game. And that's kind of a fun exploration for the rest of our lives.
Justin, when it comes to those competitive scenes, it is on the more experienced players to help and encourage newer players into loving the game that you already love. Yeah. Russell, it's really hard when it comes to organized play. Your own play group that matches how you play is what you need, but can be understandably hard to find. Justin, when you want super competitive, go to high-level competitive events, it feels like locals should be more about community first and competitive second. Chris, similar situation for me here. Hard to find people at my level. Everybody's either traveling to every ProQuest or just playing Magic or maybe even watching hockey.
Yeah, right.
Ben Puffer, Sorcery seems willing to experiment with unique card-specific mechanics. Old Magic cards sometimes had a wall of text on them trying to explain their effects.
It's so true as well.
Wyatt, Fab in general, trying to be marketed as the best TCG to compete in kind of gives it that stigma, though.
And that is something a publisher does have some amount of control over the marketing piece of their game and how they're setting expectations and culture for players.
Yeah.
That does happen. Yeah.
Andre, having specific nights for a certain amount of competitive casual play should be a norm by now. Discouraging new players to get into a game is a recipe for disaster.
Is it just that these events need to be way more specific as to what your expectations should be coming in, right? Like if I see Fab Armory, that really doesn't give me a lot of information. It's like one armory over here can be super chill, one armory over here can be super competitive. So should we have a second tier of like,
I mean,
we're taking this seriously.
The hard part for me is the moment you introduce organized play / XP for winning / prizes for winning, then you sort of have jumped the shark, so to speak, on that whole, like, I guess one question I would ask is, can you actually have social events that are, you can, I think, but can you have them incentivized whatsoever? And that is where, like, as soon as you start incentivizing winning, it's a different thing. Like, if it's just Fab League night, there's no tournaments, there's no prizes. Maybe we do random stuff for people who show up, and it's participation based, and it's like,
it might be that simple.
That vibe, I think, works.
The Slow Grow League was really good at that. Right?
Slow Grow Leagues are and they're always super good at that. It feels like an underexplored format.
Yeah, but all that said,
it takes work.
Even an Armory, which I think can be a lot more laid back, you get extra XP for winning, and you get prizes for winning. So
it just comes back to the incentives, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that then the problem is, like, if you get so good at chasing the incentives that nobody else can start chasing them, then eventually you're the only person there.
Which is why we, in the 2.0 of the store, pivoted at some point to all prizes are random. Didn't matter. I mean, sometimes you have stuff like the Keyforge event system, you got points for winning and stuff. But other than that, anything we were giving out, promos, decks, sealed product, tokens, the whole 9 yards. Like, this is random. So we'd have like a Destiny event, 20 people would be there on a weeknight, and the winner is supposed to get the playmat. It's like, oh no, literally someone that didn't win a single game got the playmat. It's just how it was. I think that helped with the tone.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's other things like,
what if you can do a little mix and match? You know, what's your
like if you had like a ladder league locally, that would help a little bit.
And what is that? You get
basically
move up.
Everyone start. It's almost like Elo, but pairings are based on where you're at in that. Now the problem is you end up with people that don't ever get to play against each other. But let's say you have 10 to 15 people showing up regularly. A new person shows up, they start at the bottom of the ladder. Mm-hmm. It's like their first round opponent is going to be whoever's the lowest on the ladder.
Okay.
And then like you kind of can pair
it's like
based
a
on
long
that.
form Swiss.
It's like a really, but it's effectively based on your overall time in, and you could even do that based on time, like whatever that looks like. Ben Brown, what's up? Another live stream. I'm here for this. Love hanging out with you.
Hey Ben,
making my business travel bearable.
Okay, see you, Ben.
Haggard, I'm quite lucky. The LGS I frequent consists of very strong competitive players that come to these locals to relax from the grinding and play for fun and test casually. It's a really great environment. That's really cool.
See, you can incentivize that, right? You can set that up.
Lewis, watching Michael Hamilton play the Icelander at Nats Finals, and me and the boys back home playing, going back and forth with Dory versus Dory, felt like a completely different game. Well, hey, even as someone who's trying to be competitive in this game, sometimes watching Michael Hamilton makes me feel like I'm playing a very different game. So you're not alone in that feeling. Justin Derringer, who needs a podcast? Just upload this stream.
Yeah, we're looking at getting into that. Cutting some stuff
Galactus
out.
coming in here, Eater of Universes. As long as you draw the land you need so you can play the game, the rest is just details.
That's a magic problem. That's not a social problem. Alex Becker, I feel like games are at their best when you and your opponent are on the same skill level, which is often when the last round of tournaments for Fab are the most, basically the best games.
Which, talking about Fab, that is also why the last 5 rounds at Worlds Beam Blitz is the most devastating.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that we kind of talked about that yesterday.
But like with Sorcery, I guess there's also mechanically there's differences in how far this goes, because Sorcery mechanically also allows. I just think it's a wider variability on what might happen in a game, regardless of the choices you're making, which makes it feel bigger, more unpredictable. Like splashier.
I also think more variance keeps the like grindier competitive vibe at bay a little bit.
That's kind of the 40K thing, right? It's like you're just chucking a billion dice.
Yeah, I mean,
how can anyone really?
People do take it seriously,
of course.
but you can only take it.
People take
like Fab is built to be
hammocking seriously.
A lowish variance game.
Yeah.
It's
designed to be.
It's there for that, but bring on the PvE, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Lewis, by the way, will you be at Worlds? Will there be a chance to meet you guys in person? I will be at Worlds, and you're more than welcome to come up, and happy to chat and catch up with you there.
I can't travel in October.
Well, luckily for you, it's in November.
Or November.
Boom.
And around Thanksgiving.
Man, you have evolved so much.
I would. You
used
know what?
to be so wild.
If you want to sponsor me, I'll go.
If you will, it is my
I'll
dream.
pay. If I can pay $0, I will go.
Well, you're a bad investment right now.
I know. I have so many other things I need to spend money on right now.
I totally appreciate that. Dude, you're trying to build a house.
Yeah, not in the phase of my life yet, or ever, where I can just, gallivant away every weekend. When I used to be wild, it was wild also not spending money, though.
Yes, notably. That's true. You know what? That is accurate. I remember that.
Just swimming in the pond is not exactly. Are we ready? Do you want to do some deck building?
One last question.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Since 1994, the user. What do you love most about card games? I recently had Sasha, formerly marketing extraordinaire at Legend Story Studios.
Markovic?
Yeah, Marco Victory on Twitter. Clever name. Anyways, he asked on Twitter, least favorite card game. Like, what do you like least about card games? What gets to you the worst? But then he followed up. I answered that, and then he followed up with, what do you actually love about card games? And it was I don't ask myself that a lot. Like, why do I like card games at all?
Yeah. Man, that is multifaceted because I think it's evolved over time. I think here you go. So the
Alex Becker saying, start that GoFundMe, Steven.
Honestly, that's even like more. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to go back to when we first started playing card games, Pokemon, and then Star Wars TCG. And Star Wars TCG specifically was when it really hit. And you know what? At the time, it was cool what the theme was and stuff, and playing droids and whatnot. It was fun to engage with Star Wars in that way. But it was really about the puzzle of how can I put these things together in a way that's more clever than the people around me and achieve an objective. You know, it's like an infinite puzzle almost. A new set comes out and it's a new facet of the same puzzle over and over and over again. It's like doing the crossword every day or something.
Yeah.
So I think my love of it really just comes from the intricacy of the puzzle that starts that journey. But now it's really not even about solving the puzzle that is winning more than your opponent. It's solving puzzles that you create for yourself with theme, where it's like, I want to build the best Sea Serpent deck. It's not asking, is the Sea Serpent deck the best deck? It's, I want to build the best of that. Or the best Doriaxis deck. Not, is Doriaxis good, but can I build the best version of this thing? Azalea the same way. So it really changed to where I kind of like segmented the puzzles into their own little families. And now it's like, I'm in control of the objective and then trying to solve it. It's like when a dog like hides a ball from itself and then has to go find it. That's basically what my card gaming joy is at this point.
What an analogy.
What about you? What's your favorite thing about card games?
I mean, partially what you said. I think the puzzle of creating and building something, when creating something, and solving the equation / the puzzle / building the machine that does the thing, and operating it is high on the list. And then I think another part of it is, for me, competing. Like getting to compete at something that you actually have a chance to compete at. I love basketball growing up, but like, you know, I'm only
You just missed the NBA, as I understand it. Yeah,
I was about 7 inches too short, and so on and so forth.
And that was the only problem.
Yeah, that was it. But being able to compete, I think, is good. And then I think the experiences you get when you're deep into these communities that form around these games. And you can have conversations with people from all over the world with different backgrounds and different religions and different histories and different ages that are similar and shared. And you can sit at dinner and it's not awkward. You can have the conversation. You can sit across the table at a tournament. I went to play in France a couple months ago and playing against people that don't even really speak English.
Yeah.
But we can play a game together and like understand and have moments that are funny or like intense or whatever. So, you know, there's a lot of reasons. But...
Yeah, there's that community, that culture that you are a part of. I think, and everybody's looking for that in various ways, right? Everybody wants to be a part of something that's kind of exclusive, like special, something that feels special. Like even my mom used to cross stitch really actively. Like she was really into cross stitching. And she would go to like the cross stitch store, which I abhorred, of course, because I was just like, oh, it's the most boring thing on earth. And I was like 8 or whatever. But she would talk to the ladies there that ran that store for like hours about stuff I had no idea about, right? How to like move your needle in weird ways.
Technique
and she absolutely looked forward to that and loved it because like that's a piece of that's a community that she's now a part of, and she can talk that language. She can be in those spaces that I was completely excluded from. And there's a part of it that makes that enjoyable, but it can get very big. Like being a Star Wars fan, for instance, also the same way. You can go talk to somebody about The Last Jedi,
which is when you have like a Star Wars card game that layers both of those on top of each other.
Yeah,
which happens a lot. Or Game of Thrones, or Lord of the Rings, or whatever. I mean, there's so much, and you know, I think also comparing to other kinds of tabletop games, even like why I like card games. I think a lot of times miniatures games, there's more execution than play.
It's all craft.
You have to put this stuff together. Even just like the executing a Warhammer game on the table takes like effort that a card game doesn't. It's like literally
the X-wing tables. Everyone's just leaning over all day, like.
And then like as compared to board games, I feel like expandable games particularly, there's a lot more depth over time. There's some board games I'm sure you could play forever, and you would be totally happy with it. But the puzzle that keeps changing It's like I like that.
The injection of new content's critical.
Yeah, and then role playing games I dig as well, just as another broad category. But that's a very different. I'm not like what was I think Blades in the Dark was the one we played recently, and it was like super fun.
Yeah.
But that was the one we played last, right, Bryce? Were you here for that?
Yeah.
I had a blast with that. Whatever was going on there. But the that's not really an engine building, puzzle solving. It's like I have a character and now I'm like, can I?
It's so open.
Yeah, can I just play to this super? Yeah.
There's something really tidy about the card game. Where it's like, here are your building blocks defined. Yeah. Now go see what you create. It's like Legos or anything else. Like, cool. What do you want to do today? We're gonna build some decks, multi-element decks.
I think I'm playing Avatar of Earth. That's what I know. And I think. How do we feel about me using the new card decks? You want to pop that up again, Bryce? Avatar.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy using whatever card text we feel like in the moment. Yeah. On any card that makes sense.
I like this, but I'm just that's a fire Avatar.
Do you you just assumed it was fire for you. I think.
That he assumed correctly. Me and my Earth size have +1 armor. Okay, we'll go with that.
And then Bryce, can you pull up the avatar of water? I'd like to see the new one of those, and then the new avatar of air as well, or wind, or whatever they are. Teleport to it and flood a nearby site until you do so again. Yeah, I remember that ability.
That was so good.
The jam. And then air. Once in your turn, you may blow an ally on a wind site to a nearby site. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome. And look at that avatar, dude.
You winding? Here, I'll just put these here for you.
You winding,
Earth,
man?
wind, and fire. Let me grab these
Earth
cards. Earth is looks like a upside down mountain. Points to the earth. I get it. So I'm gonna just cruise through these Earth cards real quick and see what inspires me.
I have some ideas myself.
I don't.
I really want.
I will never play Entangled Terrain, ever. It worked out for me, but man, last week was a bamboozler.
What's up, Olidel? Yeah, I'm glad you're here. And you were right, ultimately, just for you. I think it was just for a while back when we were having that combo. I saw your comment come through and I didn't say anything. Yeah, you don't take your world's beating out to the local everyone is welcome events. That's really the thing is like, you just have to set the vibe. That's it. That's the hardest part about everything. You have to set the vibe.
The culture is really important.
And then you got to figure out how you're going to enforce that.
I feel like the publishers, stores, and players all play a role in setting the culture.
Yeah.
And it's a very challenging thing to get right, honestly.
Like the whole fly casual thing for X-Wing?
Yeah.
That was just...
It's a player culture, man.
Paul Heaver and a few others of imports.
Oh, what was his name? I can see his face.
They got really important, and then they used that platform to be like, hey...
Fly casual.
Fly casual. Yeah. Made shirts and everything.
Thematic. Han says it. It's hilarious when he does. What do you mean?
Should I play wind today?
That's up to you, man.
Chat, what do you guys think? Should I play wind or water today? Because they both look awesome, and I, of course, prefer water. But we'll play wind if we want to see something different. I just realized Avatar says the avatar of water is charm and trickery, which are the two things I'm associated with.
I would say that applies.
Avatar of wind is knowledge and power. Knowledge is power. I know what I know. The more you learn.
This guy's nuts.
The harder you grow? That can't be right. The harder you grow? Wrong.
I love this. The Scent Hounds. 2 cost, 3 strength. Nearby enemy stealth is negated.
Yeah.
Because they smell you.
Yeah, they smell you. They're dogs.
Rusta says, what is marketing if not charm and trickery?
That's right. Actually, it's completely true. Okay. I'll play wind. And wait. Why not wind and water?
Yeah, of course you're going to do that. I accept. Easy. You got too excited. There you go.
And squeeze. Okay. My question ultimately is like, I think you have one of two options based on the collection that we have. You either go heavy inflated cost units and you rush to get to 4 or 5 land and then you start dropping beef. Or you do rush, low cost curve, connect the decks as quickly as possible, and get as much card draw as you possibly can.
Card draw is good. I agree with that sentiment. I mean, what do you want to do?
I kind of want to try the rush strategy because I've not had success with it.
Here's a question for you. If a location...
I just want to play water.
If a location disappears, asking for a friend, what happens to the things on the location?
They go away into the void.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's interesting. Since 1994, what? That's an impossible question. What can LC? It's not possible. It'll take for a long time to answer. What can LCGs learn from TCGs and vice versa?
An infinite amount of
It's
things.
so many things. That guy's awesome.
I think I'm just gonna have to play water with some wind splash.
Makes sense to me.
I love water. I freaking love it. Draw a spell, yeah. So anything.
I found all the cards that were in your deck. You were playing Earth last time?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it was. I think this was my previous deck as well. Okay, yeah. But I think what's interesting is what have we learned? And given what we've learned, how would we build things differently?
What have we learned? It's a good question. That's insane. That card's bomb.
I think what I've learned is all of the card draw I can get, I want. Have you learned the same thing?
Yes. Yeah, card draw is good. What does the Iron Skin do? Do we have the keyword?
That's armor now.
Okay, good. Good. I guess we'll look at these fire cards since no one's looking at them. I suppose. Don't mind me.
There's some cards for you.
This Outback Strider looks awesome. Look at him go. Got the light. I mean, you know how hard it is to get lighting in a picture? Great.
Incredibly hard.
Yeah. I don't know how this artist did it. Like, I have no separation between photos and art in your brain. Just carry that on for years.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do, Zach? I'm going to commit. I'm going to build the rush deck.
He's rushing.
We're going to try it. We're just going to try it. Let's think about what that looks like. When a minion kills this albatross, right? Okay, that's great. We're going to be smart about this, and that's what we're going to do. Where are the air cards? Do you have those? Do I have those? Is that what that is?
That's that stack right there.
Whose floor is this?
Is that what that is? Mm-hmm.
Jump closer any card to your avatar, from your avatar, and deal 1 damage to it. Closer. Okay. I'm just gonna commit. I've been playing like this kind of smattering of interesting things, and
But no more.
no more. No more.
There's some themes here I'm picking up on for the first time. Like, ooh, that's cool.
My favorite part is the cards.
So, one is this, I hadn't really ever paid attention to it, but this, I was looking at this Outback Strider. It's a 4/4. Can be only summoned to the left, rightmost, or rightmost column.
Mm-hmm.
Meantime, if I had more copies of this card, I think I would be into it. We have a Wayfaring Pilgrim. Spellcaster, cool. When this pilgrim visits, we're summoned to a corner of the realm for the first time. Draw a card.
Yeah, you doing corner stuff?
Well, you just have a deck that wants to go wide on the back row, and then like, oh, I'm gonna play things in the corners that draw cards and like that are probably more efficient than just playing normal stuff because they have that penalty.
These are good ideas.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough support in here for it, but you get the idea.
What's up, Sorcery TCG in the chat?
Officially.
Hi, folks. Just to say, I am subbed to this channel.
What was the question we had for Sorcery earlier? Do you remember?
Did it start with were all the mechanics of the cards laid out and then art was commissioned? Or did you commission a bunch of art and then make mechanics on top of that?
Would like to know. I'm putting anything with explosion in it. Remember the pact with the devil? Always tempting. I have a theme.
Oh, we need to go to, hold on, we need to go to the top down. You guys want to do this with us, right? What are we up to?
7 League Boots. I love these things. This game is awesome. Remember the magnetic muzzle?
I do. It just tells stories. I mean, that's the...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, sweet. Oh,
Should put that in the pile.
Sweet. I didn't read the rest of this card. It's way better now. Okay. We're going to play Wall of Ice now.
You don't need to do that.
This is my favorite part of games.
The building?
It's just, you start seeing, as you keep going through, you see more and more things. You see different things every time.
Can we pull up the Avatar Birth again real quick?
Not important.
Okay, great. Earth sides have +1 armor. That's so good.
That's really good. Wait a minute, but I'm supposed to be a rush strategy.
It's just fine. Just play a bunch of little things that only do 1 damage.
That is pretty much what was happening currently.
Yeah.
Why does this always happen? Talk about playing games together. This one is like actually play games together.
I mean, you just can't deny the truth of who and what you are. You know what I mean? So, I had this thing going. I don't have enough cards to do the theme that I was really after. It's close. But effectively things that can burrow. And then things that blow up things on the ground. So that I can have my stuff burrowed, blow things up, and then they can unburrow. Like the zombies you were playing in Earth.
Yeah.
I blew up and they're underground and now I don't lose any value.
These are themes, yeah.
But I don't know that I have enough of the undead burrowing stuff.
Yeah,
to do that, but we're gonna try.
Are you going for it?
I think so.
All right, what do we got? Sorcery says, good question. Initially, Eric did have an idea of card ability, but sometimes when we get the art back, it moves things in another direction, which is pretty cool. As we design, we move card abilities further to strengthen and build the game. So kind of a happy middle ground. Rough idea of mechanics. Art informs where those mechanics go as the development continues.
Which is cool.
That's of course, my Cliff's notes.
If something's burrowed and you flood it, they drown.
They drown unless they can breathe in water.
Interesting. Interesting. Can you pull up the Avatar water real quick?
Wait, what are you talking about? Why are you doing this? What's this?
If I have a burrow strategy and you can just flood me out, it doesn't seem great.
Oh, well, who could care? Okay. Hey, I've got plans.
Sorcery saying the art is very important to direct how the card will function.
I've got
Makes
plans.
Sense. Well, this is less appealing.
I'm making easy cuts, dude. I'm making easy cuts. We're playing all the cards that keep the cards coming. These are great. These are all great cards. We're gonna have to make some choices here. 4 of these. I like 4 and 2. You know, I like to have a nice clean. Ordinary aura, frigid resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Target in a cardinal direction from your avatar. Can you pull up Harpoon Shot, Bryce? I'll bet this is cleaned up on the text here. An ally fires a harpoon at target minion on or submerged under an adjacent site. If the harpoon hits, it deals 1 damage. Surfaces the minion and reels it in. Hilarious. Oh my gosh. Of course. It's so funny.
I don't like whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's not important.
Here's a rules question. I have a card called Royal Bodyguard. Iron skin, so now armor. But then it also says you may move any damage from a nearby avatar or royalty onto this bodyguard. Okay, basically, you may have it deal the damage to this instead. That's still pretty good. Don't mind if I do.
Okay. Doing that. That there?
Bigsby.
Yeah, this hurt.
Why do I only have 1 copy of Barry?
Well, because you're not as good as I am.
Okay. Okay, dude. All right, how do I not make this a fire deck? How do I not make this?
Dude, we can't fight against our natural ways.
Just like reading through all the cards, it's like, oh yes, yes, yes. And then I got to the fire stuff, I was like, ooh, yes, this.
We love it. I'm not playing anything that can't roll in and mess you up immediately.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play value, but low, easy value. See what? Swan Maiden's got better after all this.
What do they do? Asking for
the ones that are airborne and submerge.
That seems useful.
Yeah, you can't touch them. Geyser, also great. By the way. Okay, that's what I needed. Okay, so we're gonna do dodge roll, dodge roll. Are the starter decks going to be available in the beta release? Zach, it's a question for you.
I think that's more of a question for Sorcery TCG. As far as I know, the starter decks that were in the Kickstarter were, I think they said they were Kickstarter exclusive. Don't know if that's true. Both if that's what was said and if that's what's going to happen. But I assume there will be starter decks of some kind available. Unless they are just crazy for some reason. And they're not, based on all evidence that I have. So starters will probably happen, I assume.
Okay.
Day in the life.
As it surfaces, attack.
I'm not a
as
fire
it
deck.
Surfaces. You're not a fire deck. You're not a fire deck. You're not a fire deck. Yeah, come on in. Pick on.
Like, I'm really sad you're playing water.
I'm not only playing water, I'm also playing air.
I know. But burrowing is really bad against flooding. Is that how that still works in the rules?
I mean, it can't be good against everything.
Just makes me sad.
To any site. Wow. Hey, can you roll up roaming monster? The stats got better. 5-4. Maybe somebody said this is accurate. Ooh, this deck building. Oh man.
So what she's saying, we will have starter decks with beta. They will be similar to the alpha decks, but we want the alpha sets to be special so people will be able to differentiate the two.
Good. Good.
I see many strategies that we'll explore in the future.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
You said that, or did somebody say that?
I'm saying that. I just need more cards to do it, you know? It's like,
deck
oh,
building.
I see it. So, like, there's these Earth Cats, the Midland Mercenaries. I don't know if this is what they'll keep doing. They can return a village to your hand.
Okay.
When you play a village, you get a foot soldier. So, at some point, you can bounce it, but everything on it goes into the void. Then you have stuff like Will-o'-the-Wisp that can actually void walk. So, if you put your void walk stuff on locations you can bounce, if your opponent comes there,
Right.
then you can bounce, clear their stuff, your void walk stuff still hanging around.
That's tight.
And you can also reposition the earth, you know?
I do.
And there's that castle that moves. You get the idea.
That's sick, man. That's some gross, stupid deck building. Thanks for that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Draw a spell, draw a spell. Determine random. I see. See, I'm on the stack of garbage that you were playing.
Yep.
Uh-huh. I've seen these cards before. I hate these cards. Mm-hmm.
What I want to know. Where's that card?
I'm not playing that old lightning bolt. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll get some new cards going on there. Some new cards. Okay. All right, so easy peasy. We're going here. And then we're going to start cutting.
Yeah, I'm getting there too. Hank, will you guys sell the starter decks in the beta release and Sorcery TCG confirm starters in the beta release? It's not unlikely. We're a bit away from those details though.
And then we've got relics. Don't forget the relics. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Gotta put that in. Gotta put that in. Here's a relic, and I'm not gonna put it in. The muzzle.
Okay. Love this. Okay, here's what we do. We're gonna build to theme.
I appreciate you doing that.
Like, and that we're just gonna go just terrifyingly into our concept. You know?
I'm there.
Okay. I'm going to get this big stack O cards, and then I'm going to start on the cut it all down phase.
I need to cut one card. Buttons. Sorry, but already been asked, when does this game start shipping to stores so we can play? So the Kickstarter is supposed to be fulfilled, I think, early next year. And then soon after that, a beta release of the set. So the Kickstarter was the alpha set. The only way to get alpha was through that Kickstarter. Then the beta will come out. So probably mid next year. That's what I'm guessing. Seth might have missed it, but do we know if there's another podcast episode soon? You guys actually listen.
I think quite soon.
Huh. Who would have thought? Allerdell, I'm buying a box of Dynasty for Fab as my first ever booster box.
Killer.
But I have 2 boxes of Stories for lined up to be the number 2 and 3 booster boxes.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, wait. What's this?
Oh. What's this? What's this?
All right.
Where did you end up as far as like, I don't know.
My deck?
Yeah.
In a really good spot.
What do I get? 40 cards?
Yeah. I need to cut one. Cut. Seth says, so wait, is that a yes on the podcast? Sorry for being unclear.
Yes.
It is. Andre saying the podcasts are the best. Maybe it's just podcast every day instead of streaming.
There you go. I mean, it's the same thing.
Covenant Daily Show.
It's basically the same thing. Nature.
Sorcery TCG is saying the Kickstarter is early next year. We want the beta to follow with like 10 to 12 weeks after that delivers, but need to work on timing with distribution. And as we know, timing, deliveries is difficult. What's this? Hold on, we need locations. Alright. You might need those. Look at the fire. I'm going to put your water wind sites near you.
Okay. One pass. We made it through.
I love this Rift Valley.
1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot.
3 shots this time.
Okay.
Seth saying sorcery cards spread across the table like this is art.
Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Alex Becker saying, I mean, this is basically a podcast for me because I can't watch
19, 20, 21,
while driving.
23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 28, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Wow.
7, 8.
It's fun.
44, 52, 54, 5, 6, 7, 48. Okay, I'm on 48. Here we go. We're getting there. 48. Okay. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Cut one of those. Let's assume no. Assume no. Yes. 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 Assume no.
We have so many Earth locations.
Assume no. Yes. Okay. And we do a little bump. Yes. 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 Let's go 2, 4. Let's see how that does. Okay, what did we cut? How many cuts did we make? Did we make 8 cuts? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cuts. Bada bing, bada boom.
How many locations are we supposed to have?
20, isn't it 40, 20?
I think it is 20.
40. 40. Success.
Since 1994, do you guys think there will ever be a TCG as big as Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or even survive for so long?
What a question.
1,000 monkeys, 1,000 typewriters.
One assumes.
Like it's very tough. It's almost like asking. It's different, but like, is there going to be another car manufacturer? Like it is possible someone enters the fray at some point. It's very tough to create that moment though, and they were definitely the first movers that survived the early phase of games being what they are today. But I would assume the answer is yes, eventually.
All right, this deck is going to be so fast, you're not going to even understand what happened. You're going to be utterly confused, scared, terrified. Okay?
Okay.
And we all know that's not going to happen. Okay. Got it. And then we got to make one more. We're going to make the hard choices here.
Let me check my accounts.
That'll do. That'll do. Okay, done. 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 More dramatic chipmunk for you.
I like that.
It's important. You got relics over there somewhere? You got a pile of fat stack.
We did it. Prepare to be Earth.
I actually am. I am prepared.
Earth me.
Okay, making some last minute cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 22, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 40. Love it. Relics done. This goes here somewhere. Here, that's my stack. Then, do I want to do... If you look at your threshold after the fact, actually...
Who does that?
does
YOLO,
that.
am I right?
Actually, I will do primarily...
Sorcery, which I assume is Simon's hand, thinks the next big thing will likely bring elements from existing games, but it's unlikely for a game to come to market now and beat the incumbents. Most of the time, you see an evolution in experience. For example, Hearthstone. Did I say it correctly?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 50-50 shot every time.
6.
But I will say a lot of times, one of the things that defeats the incumbents is themselves. In one way or another. And giants do occasionally fall.
Giants fall, man.
Apple almost went out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was self-induced, I think.
Yeah. 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 20? Did you do 20 land?
Yep. We're
Where did these
playing
lands come from?
sorcery now. We're mixing elements. We previously didn't have enough because we were just doing one.
Okay. 20 land. Get this out of the way.
Sorcery saying, I think we need a Team Covenant sorcery playmat. What do you guys think?
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
Call me, beat me, if you want to reach me. That'd be cool.
Hey, I just met you.
You know what would be cool?
You know what would be cool is if you didn't have +1 armor to everything on the board.
It's not everything. It's just me and my earth sights.
Units?
Not according to the text that shows up on the screen.
It's not earth units as well? You and your earth sides. Okay, fair.
Davo, how would you decide on art for that mat? So there's two ways I can go. It's an exclusive play mat, you can buy the arts. Or you could have something like this that's got the locations on it.
Locations on it?
Yeah.
I figured it would just be like a close-up of your face. With the grid on it, of course.
I'm
Just
sure.
literally, if it was your entire face
Yeah.
and then a grid on it, I would find that so funny.
Can you imagine we're live and it goes to the top down? It's just my face. I don't think anyone on the planet would actually want to buy that.
Oh, there are plenty of people on the planet that would buy that.
I don't know. That's weird.
You
What a band.
underestimate the desire for all of us to troll ourselves constantly. It's postmodern comedy. It's come
Okay.
back around. It's like a whole. We're in a new phase. The more absurd.
I'd do
better.
a close up of Zach's face. Okay, we got one. So that's saying a large mat with a full site grid with some gorgeous art would be amazing. They did that as part of the Kickstarter, though, right? You know what? In fact, hold on.
Oh, you have one, don't you? Oh wait, we actually do have one.
I'm not ready to use it.
I bought one of those playmats that they offered on the Kickstarter. Don't know which one because they're all great, but gravy. It's too big. This playmat was too big for our camera.
It does exist.
You want to try to zoom out to
It
the
is
world?
giant. You can just go a normal shot
What does that mean?
so they can see it. We're in the little bit.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is part of the Kickstarter, I think. I think you could order this thing.
Yeah.
It also functions as like a blanket a little bit. Did you get a little chilly and you want to smell like a playmat?
If you get a little chilly and want to smell like a playmat. Who's the marketing genius now?
I'm always a little chilly except for in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It gets hot in here.
That's right.
Can't have that air conditioning on.
It's all the brains. Brains at work.
Seth, I agree. Saying, wow, I'm a genius.
Seth, I agree.
He actually said he was a genius, you know what I mean? But he said, Sorcery Shane, Sorcery Snuggies, you got it. We can start a subscription, a new Snuggie every quarter.
You know, I've got an idea.
What could go wrong? Heard that. Gonna go back to the top down real quick.
Yeah.
Look at the bokeh on that speaker, though. That's real.
It's real, man. It's good.
Ben Puffer, are avatar cards and boosters? How would someone go about getting different avatars of the same element? I think they made some adjustments to even avatars existing. I do believe they come in the starters, but I'm not even sure they do that anymore. The whole thing.
What are you sure of?
Not much. Not until it's in my hands.
Regular tabletop
Skeptic Zach.
gaming Socrates.
Socrates?
Socrates?
What did you say yesterday? Promo?
It's a promo. Just plowed right through it, too. Didn't even stop.
Yeah. Speaking of promos, if you
let's
sign up
keep
for a
moving.
booster box subscription to Sorcery, you will get an alt-art promo that you can't get anywhere
I
else.
haven't even seen it yet. We don't know what it is, right? You haven't seen it, have you?
All I know is that you were talking about really loving what artist were you on about?
Tony DeLizzi,
Maybe
Jeff Easley, always.
Jeff
and
Easley, and I was talking about
I'm an old timer.
what's her name? Danforth, Elizabeth Danforth.
Elizabeth Danforth, you're a huge fan. Or
Um,
Magali would be okay.
Magali would be very okay. But
That's not till set 2, though. I mean, that's like
I would.
I might be retired.
Wouldn't it be crazy if our promo was by them? Can you imagine? It's gonna be insane. if that
all of them?
happens.
It was like a mosaic. Or maybe every promo card is different. We painted 6,000 variations. Everyone gets one. Anyway.
Oh, I think we both have advice on this one. Thomas says, off topic, either of you got any good breakup advice? I don't just come to Covenant for game advice, but for life advice.
Yeah. If you're thinking about it, probably do it.
I know the first step. This is probably like I just got broken up with. You have advice for my life. But are you about to break up, or did you just get broken up with?
That is a very different piece of advice, honestly, between those two.
Yeah. So I was saying, promo was so funny. Yeah, it almost killed me a lot. You just kept talking. I was like, are we not going to address the fact that you just said promo?
I'm a content specialist.
Sorcery saying, Steven Atkins, sign each one. ... I'm great at signing people up for signing things. Yeah, Eric's got to sign like 8,200 cards, literally.
Yeah, he loves it. The latter. Does that mean broken up with?
I don't remember what I said.
I think it's broken. It's probably broken up with. Here.
Yeah. I just said, were you about to break up, or did you just get broken up with?
Yeah. What's your advice?
That's a good question. I would have to know the person and the context. Like, is this I dated someone for 6 months and they broke up with me 2 weeks, or is it like high school sweetheart, been married for almost a decade, and then suddenly get broken up with in Mexico with their entire family with you?
Suspiciously specific.
Which kind of breakup are we talking about? I'll tell you this. I had a really, really rough
Go find a Brazilian bartender.
That had nothing to do with anything I just said. And it was actually so bad that it was comical. And I think that was actually helpful for me being in that moment of just like, so blindsided and shook, and you go through a ton of emotions, and it makes you if it's a good breakup, and by good I mean devastating.
One that really makes you feel, yeah.
It can either result in you evolving and shaping into something better or worse. And I think who you put yourself around during those moments and what you choose to do with your time, very important.
Yeah. Yeah, super solid.
I've seen some breakups with people and they become a distinctly worse person.
Yeah.
So it kind of, you figure out what you're made of when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, totally. I would say from the worst one that I went through, there's kind of two things. Like, there's one thing that people always say, which is actually true, is like just having the overarching self, the overarching voice of you, knowing that like this is as in all things, a momentary thing, is a temporary thing. You will feel better, you will get better, etc. It's a very distinct moment / phase. But then with that, I think pairing that with sink into that like feeling of sadness, like really just, it's not about avoiding it, right? It's not about delaying it or ignoring it. It's about being like, yeah, how powerful is relationship with people like this? And to be without it or to have it end is an extremely sad thing. It's not the end of the world, right? And there's tons of relationships to come. But sink in, listen to some good sad music, drink some hot drinks, sit under a blanket, and then
I like
see what happens on the other side.
From Justin saying, I haven't heard many people say this, but recommending not to date or pursue anyone for at least 6 months. Learn to be single again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess it just kind of for me, on the other side, 6 to 8 to a year and a half later, after that had all kind of resolved psychologically, it was like, it's amazing and wonderful how powerful relationships with other people can be. And you don't fully appreciate that until you have one really, really end. And it's like, wow, we are dealing with something extremely big when we date people.
Yeah.
And it could go great places.
That is pretty profound.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's easy to take that for granted.
Yeah.
How those connections are real.
Mm-hmm. And it's really hard because a lot of times you just get in the middle of it, but it's like that is a wonderful thing.
I'll also say
happens.
like
and roll, buy some rolling tobacco and smoke a ton of cigarettes. That was,
in the wake of
also
my situation, post that like a month or two later, I had my first cigar.
oh right.
And they were like, number one thing you do is you do not inhale this.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. I remember it was, ironically, it was the year of the last, it was the year of the Throne season where Jon Snow runs into some problems. But it was like the Sunday night Big Thrones episode over at Matt's house, and we were outside having cigars. I was like, oh, I'm good. Like, I got it. And then, like, 20 minutes later, the people I'm with, including my brother, looks over, and they're, like, this far into their cigar. Mine's, like, gone. And then he's like, you inhaled that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
totally.
I think I'm, and then, like, I just started getting nauseous.
Yeah.
It was this, like, burning poison sensation inside your entire body.
It's the worst, man.
It was horrible.
It's the worst.
Don't recommend.
Yeah, being sick on tobacco has got to be the worst. It's way worse than booze or anything else. Oh, well, this is an interesting draw. Take a mulligan. What do we do? Put any number or all of them on the bottom? I think it's all of them.
It's 3 of each? I thought it was any number. We said 3 of each, right?
Yeah, 3 of each. Any number. Yeah. Redraw. That's such a good mulligan. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get to play the cards you actually need to play.
Allerdale, instead of smoking, buy sorcery. You won't have cancer.
That is absolutely true. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, great. Love this.
Even Steven?
Yeah.
It's odd. I'll go first.
Odds on.
I skip my draw, eh?
Oh, cool. This is going to be a fun one.
Let's tap the old avatar to play a simple village. We're going to get a foot soldier. And I did bring today the most adorable tokens in gaming.
Ah, you did it.
Look at that.
Hold on. I did not shuffle these. There's no way.
Ooh. Advanced mulligan roll.
It was all 6 of my air sights at the top.
The second mulligan only cost you 1 slap.
I'm not playing a game where I just don't have water.
A second mulligan where it's just like, you can mulligan as much as you want, but every time.
That's right.
those dumb slapping competitions.
Man, it's crazy, right? It's like, I can't even watch those things anymore. It's like disgusting to me.
Birds. Oh, I feel bad for you. Spent New Year's Eve on the floor of my friend's bathroom after sucking down a full-size cigar in about 10 minutes because it was so cold outside.
Oof.
Oh, man.
Ouch. Okay, that's what we needed.
Allerdale, that was cool to see. TC, come for the cards, stay for the real conversations.
Great. That was nice.
Mike, I've listened to all the episodes in your Power 7 podcast, which is fantastic, according to him. That's not my words, that's his. It appears sorcery flirts with most of the mechanics discussed as dangerous. How do you feel about that?
Every game's going to flirt with them.
Yeah, I don't remember which interview we were doing. I think it may have been Alex Davies saying, like, essentially all the things that are in Power 7 are spices that you can use. And just like any spice, a little bit goes a long way, and too much of it.
Don't put too much time.
Put too much pepper in something, too much salt.
Mm-hmm.
I was making, this will surprise you, I know. I was making oats the other day.
He's an oat man.
And I forgot to put salt in.
Classic.
I took a bite. I doctored up all the way I normally do. I took a bite and I was just like, this tastes disgusting. It really just tasted like not that much, right? It's like, this tastes nothing like what I'm used to. It's unexpected. I was like, what did I do? And I was sitting there eating it, just thinking, what did I do wrong?
It's amazing how it's real, though, isn't it?
And I'll tell you, salt added after the fact does not have the same effect as salt added during the cooking process.
It really doesn't, Zach. I'm glad you said that.
You're like, now that's something Steven get excited about.
Immediately smarter than so many, speaking of relationships, people I've cooked with.
Well...
We can just salt this afterwards, right? No. You have to make the decision now.
You have earned a second mulligan.
Gothic Tower coming in. Gain a mana until end of turn.
It's like, I will let you...
Play a Midnight Rogue.
Take another shot at saying what you were just saying, but it's going to cost you 1 smackaroli. Anyways, Mike, I think my concern with sorcery is less, just because the tone and tenor of the game in general is... different. If it came for a game that's trying to be, competitive or serious or whatever you want to call it, it's a lot more problematic, which is where a lot of that Power 7 comes from. Sorcery at almost every turn has done the opposite of what I would say is like common knowledge or best practice for a collectible card game. But the concert that's being played by all those decisions is music to my ears. And I don't know how it works, but I love that it's working.
I will say, I think the Power 7 is specifically... I'm supposed to draw a card. I'm the second player, right?
You are, yeah.
Oh, nice. Power 7 is specifically designed at competitive tournament balance, right? If you have a degenerate or recursion deck and it wins all the tournaments, that's not very fun. So that is also an important caveat to put in front of the Power 7. Those mechanics can be used to generate giant moments. They can be used to generate variance. They can be used to generate imaginative scenes. It can be crazy and it can be awesome. Like the Magic decks that Robert built from the Urza cycle that we've been playing, they are all completely degenerate at what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's fine because once you get that land elves destroyed on my land lock in, it's like, hey, the elves crushed all my land.
That's it.
I wouldn't want to go to a tournament and do that all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm fine seeing it on the table every once in a while. It's just this weird balance. There's no clean way around it. You can't design a game that's interesting and not have any of those 7 in it. But it's how do you use them? How many things are out there that are as powerful or that can tear them down? These kinds of things, right?
Yeah. And the implementation of all that matters, like the limit 1 of conversation. In this game, your unique stuff is limit 1. But in most games, like if you're playing Flesh and Blood, you have a 60-card deck. Limit 1 cards are the exception. They're not the rule. So you have a single, if there's a single really powerful card that's limit 1, then you just create variants. But in this game, when all your most powerful stuff is limit 1, what that means is that every deck has to be built to get to a state at the end where you have powerful effects that you can't count on which one is going to happen.
Yeah, it's just like, ooh.
But that's
wizards.
the expectation, not this weird card that they had to just limit 1 because it's too good.
It's known.
There we go. Anyways, apparently also
tough.
Ben Carter saying, don't sell your beans fresh, you get tough skins.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, true.
Allerdale saying, please, can you, regarding salt, can you send that memo to my wife? Allerdale, I will
Look
let
up some
you
videos.
do that. Yeah. You could just share this video with her and be like, hey, I think you really enjoyed this.
We should watch this together. This exact
right here.
You might be a subscriber eventually.
All right, started my turn?
Yeah.
Let's draw a site.
A site? Somebody needs some threshold, huh?
We're going to do that. We're going to go over here. We're going to get myself a little foot soldier, and I'll pass to you.
All right. I started my turn. I will untap everything. I will tap the Avatar of Water. I'll play a site. I'll move to it, courtesy of the ability. I will not flood anything, even though I suppose I could. I need to draw a card at the start.
Ooh, you're doing the little rushy rush.
I'm trying to get over there, yeah.
I see.
And then the Genesis of the Autumn River. Look at the top card of the spellbook and put it on the bottom, top or the bottom.
Understand. It also seems like the first run of Sorcery cards were almost too much into some of the Power 7, but have since scaled back. They have definitely scaled back. All right. What's this Roge do? Stealth and lethal? Dude, as a keyword, lethal is one of my favorite things.
I'll leave this here. Yeah, lethal's great, man.
It penalizes you playing giant units.
I'll tap to move, and then I'll play a Fellbog Frogman there for 2.
Hold on.
They can hop an adjacent site when they move.
So you can play a location and then get me. I see. That's what my foot soldiers are for, though. I'm ready for this advance. All right, over to me.
This looks so much like Tony DiDelizzi art.
Is it by Tony?
No, it's Jeff Minges. But this style, I don't know if Jeff started it or if Tony started it, but there's something about that style that is right in the pocket.
That's what you want. All right. Mine? We'll draw from top of that.
All right.
Excellent. Oh, don't you see?
Can you pull up the Avatar of Water, please, Bryce? Asking for a friend. And flood a nearby site until you do so again. Now, does flooding a site just make it water? Or does it drown everything out?
I think it drowns anything burrowed.
No, it does. Okay, yeah, I was going to say it doesn't drown anything. Galactus with an incredible Space Ghost reference. I'm a frog frogging around. That's from the I'm a Knife episode. I'm a knife, knifing around.
It's almost really good. Okay, we can do some mean things here.
And this is an experiment. I'm going to see if the low-cost curve can actually get through.
Well, we're about to find out.
Put the pressure on it.
About to find out.
Fixing to find out.
I do like that. I
wouldn't need to be metal plated.
Tap my avatar, play here. Get myself another little soldier. We're prepared. I've summoned my foot soldiers. And then I'm going to pay 3 for my Belmont Longbowman. Over to you. Enter my domain.
Mm-hmm. Draw my card.
Don't forget, my Earth Sights and Avatar have armor 1.
I know. It's fine. I'm just going to run right into...
Thomas Briggs, what would you guys say are your favorite sorcery cards? Well, the Water Ward gem is always in my brain. That thing looks killer. First off, that's pretty high on my list. Plus, it's really good against water things. So
water things.
2 for 2, as far as I'm concerned. Favorite card. You know what? You know what? You can't do that. Oh man. I'm just looking at these red cards because it's gonna be in here. I don't know what my favorite card is, man. The Rift Valley actually location is one of my favorite things.
Rift Valley.
I also like this version of Flame Wave. I don't know. There's a new art on the one that shows on the screen. But this one is pretty dope. It's by Jesse. It's a very unique style of art. What I have here.
You got these footmen.
Dude, yeah.
You got these footmen.
They're here to serve.
To the left and right. Okay. Left and right, is that kind of a is that based on is it north south? Is that an orientation?
I don't think the orientation.
Can you pull a wall of ice?
Ooh.
Close. Okay. The wall must be conjured on the border of one of your sites. When you do, you may insert your hand and or spellbook for up to 2 copies of this. Connect them and shuffle your spellbook. Ground minions and projectiles can't pass through the wall.
Yeah, that's not what it does. That's not what your card says at all.
It does clarify left and right. So basically you can build a little wall however you want.
I see why you're asking that question now. Mike said, I think this game is its most beautiful in sealed and draft. Power 7 might be more of an issue in story. I even think, like, a 1-box meta like we're doing right here, it's very, very good. And even constructed, though. It just depends on if you can find people, as we were talking about earlier, that want to play at the same level as you. I think the reason we're having a tough time talking about competitive, casual, social, serious, etc., is it's not a 1 to 10 scale. It is this, whatever you call this?
An X.
XY?
Plus sign.
Graph or whatever, you know, XY?
Yeah. Linear graph, XY.
Well, not necessarily
party.
Linear. Where on one
charts.
scale is from 0 to 10, how good are you at the game?
Mm-hmm.
And on another scale is basically why you're coming to the game. Social, having a good time, all the way to I want to win at all costs. And then as a player, you end up somewhere on that chart.
You do. Yeah, you got to triangulate yourself.
Because even if we're both there similarly levels of competitive, but if I'm way better than you, it's still a problem.
Why would you even assume? Why would you even pretend that was possible?
What's this?
That's a Spring River. I can look at the top card of the spellbook, put it on the bottom. I'm going to teleport my Abby there. I'll go ahead and flood the this location up here. What's this?
What's this?
I got my convenient sorcery flood token.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. Also found in the...
Patent 8763214.
You do one there, you do one there, you little bow people. Do some other ones there.
Come on in.
I'm gonna play the Wall of Ice like it's supposed to be played. Okay?
What does that mean? Also, I'm gonna do this. Less nice for me, but nicer for the viewers.
No, you know what? Okay. Fine. Fine. You know what? No, maybe I will do it that way. Okay, I'm gonna play this Wall of Ice.
Are these frogs hopping in or not?
There's a lot of different ways that this can go, but effectively, the way that it works, you can read it too if you want. There's a million different ways to do it.
Conjure at the intersection of two sites. This wall extends one step to the left and right. It blocks movement of ground minions. Genesis, draw a card. So
And it blocks range too, in the, in the new version. So we have to, of course, honor what a wall is supposed to do.
So what two sites are you putting this between?
Those two.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now in the new version, it summons here, and then I can connect one here, and I can put one here, because I go search them out of my deck and do it. But in the old version, what's left,
I think this is left and this is right.
Well, according to who, What if I summon it like this?
Well,
now left and right.
now you're just a psychopath. I don't know how that works.
We're playing it Shooter McGavin style.
I mean,
We're playing Apprentice Wizard there. Draw a card.
Oh, I see. It has to be your site.
Yeah. The new one does. The old one does not. Intersection of two sides.
You have all these cards to draw cards.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have there are only so many of those in the red-green pile.
Yeah.
It's low.
Yeah. And then
Galactus says push-up contest settles all scores. Is the push-up contest how many can you do? How many push-ups do you think you can do?
I know I can do at least 30.
Okay.
Every night I do that.
30?
Yeah. It's not true.
If you did 30 push-ups every night, I would assume you could actually do a lot more than 30 if you were tasked to it.
It's just not true. Okay, that's me.
After all that, the frogmen didn't even come.
Well, they're not going because the thing is, the frogmen jump in.
Yeah.
You've got all these dumb foot soldiers, so you're gonna shoot them for 2 with the bows, and then you're gonna swing at a foot soldier and then kill. And I don't have a response to that.
Cool. Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
This is the problem with the rush strat. If you have AOE anything, it's just gonna get blown up.
That is a problem with the rush strategy. Well.
We'll find out.
Where do I want to draw from? Let's draw here so we can see what we're working with.
Where do I want to draw from?
Wow. I love this art. Lindsay Crummett on the Seasoned Sellsword. I just like that art a lot. Look at that card. The horse in the background. It looks different in person. You find it's just totally different.
you just like red herringing me.
You're like, what does that do? Interesting. All right. That seems like good value.
We hate value. And stealth might matter to you too. I don't know. I think it means you can't do anything until they reveal themselves. You might be able to blast them.
So anyways.
Can't be targeted by opponents. Strikes first in combat. Can't be blocked while attacking or moving. Lost forever after you do anything other than move, basically.
What is it?
Stealth. Stealth minions can still be hit by most projectiles, so you better get to it. But the first time that thing is incredible. First time it jumps out, it gets first hit and lethal. It just doesn't, it's incredible.
Oh, there it is, look at that.
Yeah, there it is. You can read it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. You said it yourself, dude. It's really funny. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, go for it. As I said, it's an experiment in the rust strategy. Can you just like pile in? If you have like an ice lance or something, it just totally ruins it.
It's kind of... All right, let's play a site.
The game is, I think, trying to prevent you from being super degenerate ultimately.
Red desert. You can have this desert deal 1 damage to a nearby target. So I'll do 1 damage.
There you go. He was only there to draw me a card, wasn't he?
Yeah, basically. Justin, in quotes, we hate value, from Steven, then continues to play cards that draw you cards because, well, value.
Well, it's just because you need cards.
Check this out. You ready for this? I love this. I love what's about to happen. I'm going to spend 4 on a Hillic Basilisk. Minions on the site directly in front of this Basilisk are petrified. They lose all abilities and can't fight or move. So I didn't like that I had to kill the thing that I was going to petrify.
Yeah, wasted value for sure.
But I also don't want to waste 4 cost of thing I can put into play and shut down your Midnight Road.
True.
So,
true.
Over to you.
Over to me. Over to me.
The Basilisk is crazy.
Basilisk is good. Yeah. Let's draw a site. We got choices to make. Yeah, a lot of choices to be making. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do we feel ahead or behind?
Who's we?
You.
I don't feel ahead, but I feel interested.
I can't tell. I don't know if I'm winning or losing, but it feels great.
The biggest problem right now is actually the longbows. The longbow people.
They are a problem.
They're just over there in like a perfect spot. I have the wall of ice for it, but you know, it doesn't work correctly yet. I need to draw like, oh wait, I already did it.
I love Pi because it's awesome. Says, we've been playing the new Netrunner release. I love your content, by the way. Netrunner finds a way to make its onto the schedule. We're also maybe working on some...
Don't know what you're about to say, but I'm not convinced that it's true.
I think we're working on some compatible tokens.
Oh, we're doing that, yeah.
That might be a limited edition holiday release that would be a good time for us to stream. So if I were a betting person, which I never bet, anything, I'd say the odds are good.
The odds are good. Okay. We just got to think.
Who's supposed to win the Earth-Water fight?
We've got to think
Water.
big.
Water wins against Earth over time, right?
We've got to think big. Big.
Big think.
We've got to have a big think. You can't waste your Midnight Rogue on this. This is nonsense. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tap the old Avatar of Water to play a water site. Here. I'm going to look at the top card of the deck. Do we like it? Do we like it? We do like it. Okay.
Dysphoria starts hitting F5 on the Covenant site. If you will be aware of what's going on, I promise.
We're going to pay 2 for a Fey Changeling.
Oh,
it
no.
may be played on any occupied site, unsummon target minion. I'm going to put that on the old Bacilli there.
So he's going back to my hand.
Let's go back to your hand. Yeah.
I see.
Play him again if you'd like.
At my leisure.
Yeah. Then we will do Frogmen. into your avatar.
I believe this foot soldier can move and block.
Absolutely can.
So this foot soldier will move, block, and do 1 to you.
Eaten.
Your frogman ate my foot soldier.
Then I will pay my remaining 2 for some Men of Ling. When they deal damage to an avatar, you discard a card at random.
Ooh, we do not, I repeat, do not allow that.
Pass it to you.
Woo! Somebody call Ric Flair. Let's grab a location. Okay.
What's this? What's this? Brought the soccer van to the party.
Well. Yeah, I think this is the right call. Avatar of Earth is going to attack your. Ooh, wait. Before we do that, I'm gonna lock these guys down. I see. Let's play the Basilisk again. Avatar of Earth is going to punch the Changeling.
All right. And what does the Basilisk say?
Minions on the site directly in front of this Basilisk are petrified. They lose all abilities and can't fight or move.
Can't fight or move. Okay. No actions.
They're just like, it's like those ghosts in Mario when you look at them.
You take 1, but it's armor.
Oh yeah, that's the great thing here. Meanwhile, my longbowmen are gonna shoot your frogs.
You got it.
And then my foot soldiers are gonna shoot revenge their friends.
Attack the frogs. Yeah.
Avenge their friends, I guess. I have spent 4. I have tapped my avatar. I have a foot soldier who could do things. But he...
Oh, baby.
We'll just hang out.
Oh, baby.
Over to you. Now don't unsummon my thing again. What did that? The Changeling.
What?
Gross.
What is that?
This fake Changeling is crazy.
Yeah, super good. It's one of the critical spells for sure.
Mike, any plans on new episodes for the Power 7 series? Would love to hear from other game designers, if not any new series in the pipeline. There are some series cooking. We're kind of doing a top to bottom reevaluation of our streams and content in general. So there's no telling what's going to spin out of that, honestly. Being totally candid with you. We got ideas, though. A lot of ideas in old Duder's head.
One step to the left and right. Okay. Herd. We can move. We can get a sight. Directly in front. Okay, let's go 4 there. Men of Ling and Frogman over here.
Not again.
Into the party. And then
I need Naoi
I'm
instead.
going to tap to draw a sight.
Stat. Okay.
Nobody. I'm petrified. Petrified the light. Petrified the light and petrified the light.
Let's draw here. They'd be good. 2, 3, 4.
I feel like Earth is ready for this rush onslaught. Those foot soldiers, dude, they're so good.
They are good.
3 free blockers. Ah! Yeah!
It is good.
I'm also just kind of dashing myself against the rocks here a little bit.
Oh boy.
You know?
I do know. exclusively now. Let's get these longbowmen in the party.
We love it. We love it.
And then I will tap and draw a site. And then play a seasoned sellsword here.
What's
So
that one? You can block anywhere?
When an undefended site is attacked, I can lose a life to make it block. Move and block that location.
Okay.
And then I will pass to you.
Pass a Roni. Draw a card.
This is a very different game than last time.
It sure is, man, isn't
A little more cat and mousey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A little more cat, a little more mouse.
Like last time at this point, I was at like 2 health. Bert saying the planned slow release schedule of this game, one set a year? Question mark? Yeah, I believe that's the plan. It's so refreshing for a TCG that I could buy booster boxes throughout the year to slowly build my collection for a full set is just great. That's another one of those decisions. It's just not typical, and I do dig it.
That's a good one. That's very good.
The fact that my sides have 1 armor is crazy.
Basilisco got to go.
Gots to go.
I'm gonna figure it out, but it's got like a billion blockers.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just back there waiting for me to draw a removal spell. But
once you do, man.
Maybe we'll be good. This is not an earth site. Ergo, I'm gonna swing at it for 1.
I'll move and block.
You got it.
I have an armor, and I do too.
Take 2. You have normal armor? Natural
I
armor?
think that's what Iron Skin means at this juncture.
It sure does. Okay, so then you've got the double blocky.
Basilisk has got to go. Can I use that when she's exhausted?
Yeah, probably.
It says cells move to that side. I wonder if it has to be able to move.
Maybe.
That would make sense
Yeah,
to me.
probably. It's usually how that goes. Okay, and then we do 3 intersection between 2, and then 1 to the left and 1 to the right. I wonder if a wall of ice would block that basilisk. No, it just blocks the movement.
Through the ice, you're still petrified.
See through the ice.
Don't look him in the eyes. He'll get you.
All right. Frogman is going to attack Seasoned Sellsword.
Ooh. Look at you go. I think I'm going to bounce up and block with this whole
You got it.
Those frogs are cool.
Frogs are awesome. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do polar bears here for 2.
Oh, no. Not those guys. Anything but the bears. Son of a gun. I had an impenetrable forest.
And then... Left and
Those
right.
darn polar bears.
I'll pass.
All right. Start my turn. We got work to do. We got work to do. Let's draw from the main deck. Ooh-wee. That's a windfall. Crazy.
Oh, hold on. I need to move these guys as well. My perfect plans coming to fruition.
Well, I'm gonna shoot them.
You could just shoot these, you know, it's the same idea. But...
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna keep it cool.
You could attack me. I was tapped out.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do that.
I mean, hypothetically, I could block with this guy, but then you have a better thing. So I'll take 2.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. 2 minus 1, actually. You got armor, right?
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Boom.
I am Earth. I do like Earth.
It feels strong, man. It's like
I don't know.
All my stuff's to attack.
You can't do this. Like, get out of here, you little
50% off.
It's a heck of a deal. I don't know where the elements balance, but like Earth and Fire being my number 1, burn things down, rage, aggro.
Yeah,
but
like
like
we've always associated you with.
I always also get drawn into Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like Guardian started it, and like Briar is kind of it too. But like in other games, just that defensive. I don't know why.
It's like a personality. You're fire, wing, earth. I'm usually water, wing, air.
Yeah.
Movement, you know,
adaptability,
quickness, etc.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. This card is Insanity. I can't believe it exists. Probably won't in the future game.
Yeah, then we'll take a look at the finished version.
Yeah. This is just such a Bugatti turn across the board. I can't even explain how good this is. Okay. Well, we will do the things that we are born to do.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's deck building.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Now, a word from our sponsor. Maybelline.
Nalgene?
Moisturize.
That's the whole thing. Moisturize.
It comes back to the hydration thing too. It's a water-based world we're living in. Also, you're saying water is basically the air of the sea earlier. And it is H2O, right? I mean,
yeah.
There is oxygen there.
Yeah.
And hydrogen. There's just more hydrogen in the water than in the air.
I guess. I mean, what is the air? It's composed of a great many molecules. There's H2O up there too, in the air. Water vapor.
Yeah.
You know.
I just can't. How many locations are in your hand?
1.
1 and 1. I can't believe how good this hand is.
Well, you've been collecting those pieces the whole game.
Yeah, I have.
See, it's the play everything out and try to like rush. It's the proto explore the rush deck. The idea being like, if you can get pressure early and these Min of Lings start discarding random cards, you win the game.
It's a problem.
So that was the. I think there's a version of this that could do that.
And yeah,
we'll see. Show me what you got. This is the fun exploration phase, you know.
All right. Well, let's start. I'm gonna tap my avatar.
Can you pull up that basilisk? Nice.
Still
same game.
Same exact thing. It's more clean there. Look how many words they took out of that, and it says the same thing.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so I'm gonna play an arid desert here, and it says I can deal damage to a nearby target. Can I target your avatar?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm gonna do 1 here.
Okay. I don't have armor.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna play the Petrosian Cavalry. This cavalry may move and attack right away when summoned.
Right on.
I'm gonna punch your Min of Ling.
Okay, you got it. The men are gone.
Yeah, I told you it was just gross. The Longbowmen are gonna shoot the rogue.
Yeah, because they're petrified. They lose all their abilities. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
I remember that specifically.
I remember that. I remember that.
It's a bad. Now check. This is the card that I couldn't believe existed, and I drew it in my hand. It's called Enlarge. 0 cost, 3 earth. I have it. Target minion gets +7 power until the end of turn.
Oh, it's so good. I remember us noting though how good that was when we first got there.
It's 3 threshold.
Yeah.
So I have to have 3 earth in play. Can we pull Enlarge up?
Honestly, this is probably one of the go hard into earth cards. This is why you do that.
Yeah. +7. I think I'll choose my sellsword.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, and then the sellsword will punch your avatar for 9.
9.
9. Whoosh.
That's pretty cool, though. You just get large.
She's a giant.
Is that the art?
Yeah.
Okay. It's called
And now
gigantism. There.
Occupies 4
Gigantism,
sites
and it
gains
costs
7 power.
3. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're getting a deal for 0 there, bro.
But notably, it occupies 4 sites when you do it.
Yeah, that's true.
So that could let you like move and reach something they didn't think you. But that's great.
That's also a killer. Yeah.
But I am getting a good deal. Yeah, a 0 cost deal. And then
for my next number,
I'll pass. That's all I'll do this turn.
All right, fine.
Holy smokereenies!
Okay.
She's.
All right.
She,
Is she gonna die?
I'm too weak.
Okay.
This game, though, dude. It's good.
Yeah.
It is good. Fun. This is what would happen if we had like a booster box and we were not on camera doing this thing. I feel like we would play this and then be like, all right, I need to make changes and I need to play again.
I need to make changes in my deck
I need to play more of this for eternity.
until the end of time.
Yeah.
To the left and right. Okay, yeah, I think that's... I don't understand. I guess it would have to... This wall of ice, you know, the old version is very tough. So if you say, conjure the intersection of 2 sites. So I conjure it here. And then it says, the wall extends 1 step to the left and 1 step to the right.
I think it would be here. So you conjure it here, it would be these 3 spots. Would be have an ice wall on them.
Wall extends 1 step to the left and right, and it blocks the movement of ground. Because like, you would think what it really wants to be is it wants to be here, and then extend to the left and right, and there's now an ice wall here that blocks movement.
That makes sense.
That's the way it is in my head.
No, I'm with that. So
but that's what makes me think I could turn it too and do it this way instead. Because like this is an intersection of 2 sites, but how in the world could it extend left and right from here? Unless it goes over...
I think more realistically, it would have to go here and extend here.
So it can only be
like a
in
wall.
these middle spots.
Yeah. As written, I think that is essentially what is being expressed. That makes the most sense, actually.
Yeah, I
like
think so.
This kind of a thing. Which is crazy, actually. Like that's a lot of things to block.
A lot of space. But I've been down this road before, Bun, and I'm not gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, like that thing you did. You couldn't. It was great early, and then you couldn't get through it.
Horrible.
What was that thing called?
Polar bears on your basilisk.
You did it. Proud.
Min of Bling. You're gonna attack your avatar.
No. Take 1.
Take 1, discard a random card.
Can it be either type or is it a certain kind?
It discards a card at random. I assume that's any of them.
Right.
I hope it's the spell, though.
It's pretty good.
Ooh.
My black scorpions, they gone.
Yikes.
Those men of Ling are they got to go.
They've got to get got. Let's go. Frogmen are going to attack your longbowmen. Hop. Attack.
Okay.
Leap over adjacent site as they move. Is that right? Or do they have to go over?
I don't know. That they would leap over adjacent, so you would be into the...
All the way over?
Because adjacency is cardinal directions. This would be nearby. So leaping over this...
Okay,
You don't
fair.
go... You're like...
That's fair.
Entangled Terrain was the card of doom last time.
Let's instead then... okay, actually, we can make that work. Let's play Riptide out of my avatar there. That's 2 mana used. Move target minion to an adjacent water site.
You ever
So we'll go here.
heard the Taylor Swift version of Riptide? I know
Grass
you have.
patch. I sure have.
If you're out there and you haven't, it's worth a listen. It's kind of like that Dua Lipa. What's that?
You want me?
that
That
session
Tiny
called?
Dust. That
Tiny
Tiny
Dust
Dust,
session?
Tiny Dusk is sick.
It'll make your shoulders and your head move. And maybe your hips if you're good at dancing.
And maybe your hips. I like that as a.
But I'm too old for that.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
What did Riptide do? Oh, you moved. You moved. Okay.
Let's go. Let's go here into the Longbowman.
Okay.
Better watch out, boy.
I'm prepared for this moment.
Yeah. And then, what do we do next?
You're, reminds me of the Joker quote. I'm like a dog chasing a car. I don't know what to do when I finally catch it. And just bark at it.
I'm at 4. I've spent 2. I think this Wall of Ice is just going to have to get played for no reason.
Yes. No, it's not for no reason. It's for flair. Flair, man. Why else are we here?
Flair, man.
Drop that wall of ice. Make it happen.
All right, here's what we'll do. We'll tap there. We'll throw a tower there, gain an extra mana. So now I've got 3 floating. And then I will play this Wall of Ice across.
You want to actually leave it there?
We can do these guys.
I like that. No.
Blocking, of course.
So ground movement can't. What happened? What's a block?
It blocks ground movement and range and all of that stuff. I think. And then I draw a spell. Blocks the movement of ground minions as it is. Pass you.
Da-dee-doo-doo. Da-dee-doo-doo.
Yeah, I want you. You're my...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at what?
Yeah.
8? 8. He's at 8.
8 what? 8. Oh, come on. You're
8
looking at the wrong win condition here.
No, there's only one win condition. And it's killing you.
Now, is a water avatar ground bound? Oh, it's not a ground minion, so that doesn't matter. Here, I'll even put it. I'll put it here so we know.
Galactus. Oh, they're light. I can hear it saying it. Oh, they're light. Any light. Yes, they're light.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you know?
I'm just wiling out over here, man.
Yeah, I know, man. This cavalry is going to attack your men of bling.
You got it.
Get out of here. My cell sword is going to attack your avatar for 2.
Yep.
It's free value.
Life's a resource, man.
Yeah.
Live it.
You gotta live it. Live it. We're gonna tap there. We're gonna play Remote Desert over here and do damage to your avatar.
What does it say?
Do damage to a nearby target.
Nearby. Oh.
Precisely what that is. Amazing. Then we're gonna play some Amazon Warriors. Just a little 5 for 6.
Big warriors.
They are large. These are not children here. These are adult women on the bottom of that art. So the Amazon Warriors are gigantic.
They're gigantic.
Pass to you.
How many cards you got in your hand?
1.
How many real cards?
1.
That's a real card?
It is a playable card, not a land.
It's a real card, he says.
This for here. I love how Steven has blocked his retreat. Sound tactical.
I said I'm playing a rush deck. There is no option
it's
but
like
Tord.
what's the guy that burned his ships? Montezuma?
Santiago or whatever.
Well, who was it? What was the historical name of that person?
Can I put a trinket on an avatar?
Oh, sure.
Can I?
Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
If an avatar can't carry a trinket, who can?
Yeah, I mean, it is a way. Yeah, it's a great question. I'm glad you asked.
Cortez, there it is. Burned his ship. So his men had no choice. You're not retreating. We're either winning or dying.
Yeah, avatar. You can put it right on there.
I like the Moxie, but it's a bit extreme. Vance, hey, you guys see the $1,000 collector's edition of Magic 30th anniversary set?
Didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I don't get it.
Got the wheels spinning for old Steven.
But look, if people, yeah, right. We're talking about the rational consumer in economics classes that, like day one, I remember in economics, like, we're a rational consumer. And you're like, oh, of course, yeah, the average person's rational. And then you grow up and you're like, that's false. But here's what I'll say. I think it's crazy that they make that product. But if people want to buy it, more power to them. Do whatever you want with your money. Second thing is, if you can make a product that people are willing to pay $1,000 for and it's like 20 pieces of cardboard, more power to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's also why we like to announce our official $16,000 Sorcery TCG promo pack.
Yeah, it comes with 3 cards, and it funds both my children's education and my eventual purchase of a Lamborghini. So thank you very much for buying that. Yeah, we're not actually doing that, but it's nuts. I don't get it. It is truly like a fascinating human psychology study for me. As I paid a lot of money for really silly things. Like I have Balrog decks for the Miller CCG. Like I'm not
not that guy.
I'm not that guy, and I just can't get it to add up. So you know what I mean? Like I'm as irrational as you get.
Yeah,
I thought.
I mean, to a degree,
but I'm not even close.
You're not even in the same conversation, man.
It's wild.
But or maybe it's very it's a rational decision. I am trading work for these cards.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you can do it. I just want to be on the other side of that exchange. Is all I'm saying. I would like to make that money. If somebody's making it, I would like to make it. Is that so hard to? I mean, that's a fine perspective to have, right? If the money is going to be made in that way, I would like to be the one making it.
Oh, sure. I, too, would like to print 12 cards and make $1,000.
That's why we're here, man. That's why we're here. Together. Starting this here business, playing Sorcery on a Wednesday. I'm in the deadly need to draw forever cycle.
Oh, yeah, top decker. You got a top decker here. He's hoping and praying.
Man, I mean, I'd like to draw a land, but I got problems.
You can just tap your avatar to draw a land.
No, they got to do something. All right, check this out.
You ever see an Amazon warrior coming for an elbow drop from the top rope? Because I have.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a Poisonous Dagger.
Ooh.
On my avatar.
I love that art.
No one saw it coming. Avatar is going to attack your Seasoned Sellsword with lethal.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it now has +1 forever, meaning I can damage your land. So finally.
Oh, because I have armor. That's gross. I mean, you could punch this land, though. It's not Earth.
I could, yes, but there's a Sellsword there. Then I'm going to play a Fey Changeling and bounce your Amazon Warriors. Frogman will attack here.
I'm so tired of that.
And I'll pass the turn to you.
Oh my goodness. Alright, let's draw a card. Oh, I do like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 resources. Okay, 6, yeah. Okay. Well.
Asking for a friend?
Yeah, totally. If my avatar is in the void, I have to play a site, right?
I think you just lose the game, man.
No, because you start in the void.
Oh, right.
Avatars can definitely be in the void.
Yeah, they can be.
Right?
Unknown to you, actually, frogmen can be in the void, too. Because they just jump really high.
I see.
And they jump to another site if, for some reason, the land underneath them goes away.
It's like a Toe Jam and Earl situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just jump harder.
I think you stay in the void and then you must play a site as your next avatar action. I mean, there's rules for this. Perhaps we should consult them. Void. Void. Do all avatars maybe have void walk? Maybe that could be a thing.
Van said, I guess someone buys this stuff at ridiculous cost. And he says, of course, I sold some Fab Cold for us for thousands, so ... And then Dysphoria says, did you sell them to someone whose name begins with a Z?
Yeah, totally.
Van saying, I did sell one cold foil to an unnamed person whose name starts with a Z, but it was under $100. Yeah, I was in before it was crazy.
Why?
I was a part of the crazy phase in Monarch for a minute. But
Why is it that you do all this weird stuff that I have to look up constantly?
Because I'm trying to break the game. It's in my persona profile. Most likely person to cause a rules dispute. This kind of player. Well, you see, when you play an instant, and I stack this down there, and you get a frost, it stays there while I'm revealing my effect. I actually hate those kind of rules. Yeah.
The void. A location is a void location. Minions there die unless they have void walk. Units in the void cannot be targeted or affected. That's all that I know. That's the only thing that I know.
Dude, look at that card, Lord of the Void. Holy smokereenies.
An 8/0?
Just what is
void
happening?
bound. It has to stay in the void. Can walk around the void. At the end of the turn, this lord banishes another minion, relic, or empty site nearby. If it can't, it banishes your avatar and you lose the game. Wow.
Am I going to build a deck around that?
Yes,
guy?
you are.
Yeah. It's unique though, 1-up. You can't even count on it existing, but I do love that card.
You seen the Death Speaker caster?
Wanna.
Hey,
I need one of those.
I'm going to need one of those. Wow.
I think, you know what I think? I think your avatar would die. That can't be possible. That can't be true.
No, because that would be crazy. Right now, I could just kill you, if that were true. So I don't believe that you being in the void would kill you.
He's like, well, let me walk that way.
Does it say avatars have void walk?
I think there's an inborn. Is there an avatar
It says
section?
on the first turn of the game, you must activate one of your avatar's abilities to place a site directly under your avatar. On the first turn of the game. That's what I've got. And then it says, if you are
Sorcery,
playing
where are you?
Avatar of Earth, you cannot be in the void and you die.
Well, here's...
I think they just stay there, right? And they can just probably wander around.
I can hypothetically just fix this problem.
It's going to be great anyway. I'm going to be left with nothing. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be left with nothing, and then you'll have an Amazonian somewhere, and then the game will be over.
I'll just make us not have to worry about it.
Okay. Sounds good.
It'll slow my resource curve down a little.
Well,
But
there is an answer to this also, and I'm sure it will. We'll find it at some
list
point.
containing probably have to play a site, but like, what if I've already tapped my avatar? You know,
Well, you just got to keep trying.
it's a circle. I'm just gonna move
Yeah,
my avatar.
love it.
Then I'm gonna play Midland Merchants. When these mercenaries interplay, return a village to my hand. I'm gonna return that flooded village.
Yeah, so there you go then. But the frog, the frogs. But the frogs.
And then for my next trick, so being able to play the village back here is nice, but and the swing with the avatar, but whatever.
This card is crazy, by the way.
Them?
Yeah.
The Midland Mercenaries?
Look at the new ones. Normal. You've got the juiced versions, man.
The 2 for 4 that also
that
nukes the location. So good. I saw that card. There's only 2 of them in the stack.
I have not gotten as much value playing 6 cards out of my hands.
Oh, they're so good. You played Earth once, though. You could have played this card.
It's probably in the deck. It's supposed to be like a downside, like it costs you a land, basically.
But of course, you bamboozle someone. I lose.
That's horrible.
2 units. I get a 2 for 4, and I get to replay the village in a minute.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah. I
hate everything about it.
I do not disagree with you.
But what it does mean, though, is that next turn I can draw a site and throw it there.
Totally.
And then all of a sudden, you're off in the middle of nowhere.
Punch that site. I'm going to play a Royal Bodyguard here.
You keep playing units.
Yeah, well,
how are you drawing these cards? I'm playing all the card draw cards, and you're drawing the cards.
The problem with the card draw cards is sometimes just draw cards that draw cards.
Yeah, I see that.
They have Bodyguard and Iron Skin. So, like, damage here can actually be applied here.
Okay. Cool.
You're not dead yet.
Oh man, I am dead. I've never been more dead in my life in a game, to be honest with you.
Oh man.
I've never been more dead.
Capital D, capital E,
my life.
Capital D, dead.
So I'm gonna deal with 4, 2, 3. Well, does drawing a land do anything for me?
It
doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It doesn't. Okay. Cool. Well, that's the start of something worth having. It really is. Okay. Well, I think it's the run away death's door strategy, but I have blocked my exit.
Wait, didn't it say minions?
Oh, that's right.
You can move.
Okay, I'll do that.
But I blocked my exit. Oh no.
All right, so you're going to get me on death's door, but what I'm going to do is make it annoying for you.
Great.
Let's put the Talishimnar Trinket there. +1 power to come back to my hand at the end of the game, or at the end of that turn there. And let's hit your site for 3. It is a fire site, not an earth site.
Oh, so you're not running.
I'm not running. I mean, I've got a turn or two, maybe.
Unless I draw the thing that can. Oh, I guess that you do, because you're not in death's door yet.
Yeah. And then I'll pass. Right, let's go back to my hand. Did you take the damage?
Yeah.
We're gonna get a moral victory. We're trying to get you to death's door.
Draw a card.
Your car.
All right. First things first. I'm the realist.
The game isn't supposed to go this long. I don't win if it goes this long. It's a rush deck playing turn 8. It does not work.
Let's attack this for 1.
You did it, yeah.
We'll attack him for 4.
You got it.
Death's door.
Bing, 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 bing.
And then
oh, cool. Daniel. Well, so Daniel, it's weird. He didn't destroy the site. He bounced it to his hand.
Yeah.
So it's a void. It's a void question at this point, and it's weird.
These sorcery streams are some of the most entertaining you have done. Getting real Arkham, everything is going wrong vibes here.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, things have gone poorly for Wada. It was close though. There was a Min of Ling moment.
I mean, it's interesting though, because you're gonna go hide behind Mr. Icewall.
That's right.
So that's cool. I'm gonna have to like play a location here and come get you.
How though?
Like with my avatar. Like I can just tap.
You
and
can
put something.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
No, I can't.
You can always play. Can you play adjacent to your Abby? No, you can't. But if I do, yeah, you can. No, you can't. Can you? Yeah, that's why they've changed all these effects, you know?
Yeah.
Because we can find ourselves in just like complete unwinnable situations. You're supposed to dispel that with you include your dispel spells.
Oh sure, yeah. Yeah. On that score, let me just fix that problem. Here, let's go back. I'm gonna attack you with this thing instead.
Yeah, you did it.
Still there,
There you go.
So I'm gonna tap my avatar, and we're actually gonna play here.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Let's just not have that be a thing that takes this game for 4 hours more. Maybe you can play a location like that? I don't know.
Dang. My one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You got to play it next to one you've already played.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting challenge.
We're going to start building for our own insanity.
All right. I'm going to play some Amazon Warriors out here.
Yeah, okay.
On the other side of the
I
ice
got a
wall.
little pincer maneuver going on, I see.
Over to you.
All right, well, what's going to change my fate?
Goblin Reserve, how did they go? I'm having a great time. I think Steven is too.
I sure am.
Which is notable because he's getting
Pounded.
plastered.
I don't know how to put
What a
this,
good
but
time.
I'm
What a
getting
friend.
pounded right now.
Breakup advice at some point in the stream. I mean, it was really the full rainbow of emotions here today.
The problem is that foot soldier, man.
They blocked for the Warriors.
But what if... Yeah, okay. So let's go... It's nothing but problems. NBP. I think that's what I'm running into. That's the biggest issue of mine. You feel me? You feel me?
I do, yeah.
All right, let's put a... let's put a Lord of Unland out.
Ooh, the King and the Sea.
Ooh.
I love that guy.
All right.
Look at him. He's got a...
I'm on death.
What do you think that mustache is made of?
Coral.
Yeah.
Pass the test.
Nice.
All right, let's go. Let's actually just draw a land. Wait. This is my land? Okay, well, cool. I didn't realize I had this in here. That's fascinating.
We did that thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This, and then one there. Okay. And then we'll play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do a Lord of Unland here.
What's he do?
And a Midnight Rogue here.
What's the Unland do in our version?
All water minions gain +1 power in the same body of water.
Oh, nice. And then the Rouge.
In the Rouge. And then I will pass it over to you.
Right. Goblin Reserve. Most important question, were there any goblins played? There have been no goblins played.
There are goblins, though.
They do exist.
Reserved for you.
All right. You're a Death Door.
I'm a Death Door. You need to do 1 damage.
We will try. Now, interesting. I move here, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
When I'm exhausted, your avatar attacks and kills me because you have poisonous.
Yeah, only on the turn is played.
Oh, nice.
Balanced.
Yeah.
Unlike everything you played this game.
Well. Well, I'm going to not be fancy about it.
Brute force it.
I'm going to play a Petrosian Cavalry. They can move and attack on the turn or something.
That about sums her up.
I'll be heading out now.
Tip your hat. It's been a pleasure. He was never seen again. He wins the first sorcery tournament.
Perhaps it was the cleanest game of sorcery he would ever play.
This card is great. It costs 1 more now.
Still could have played it.
You keep finding those cards. They get worse as you look at the new versions.
Yeah. Well, I went through the red and green cards and I said, which of these is best? I picked those.
Oh man.
I was trying to do a fancy burrow theme, and I was like, well, you'll drown me, so I can't do that.
So you just played value again.
Yeah.
You're like the McDonald's of sorcery.
Welcome to Value Town.
All right, well, that's good. That's good stuff. So the initial kind of rush attempt, I see some early signs of what could work. I think certain avatars would be more inclined to it.
The Earth Avatar is also kind of a medium to hard counter to what the value we're creating.
It's trying not to. I think that if you could get the Men of Ling Swarm, even if you get hit a couple of times with that, I think that pretty much seals the game.
Yeah. Even as is, it forced my hand and was the problem.
Yeah.
So
I would make some different choices in retrospect. But it feels like it's definitely a viable strategy. I think going in with like the Battle Mage or something, having that 3 attack and just like, you just got to get in there. Put the equipment on your avatar, have like a 5 strength avatar, and you're just like, yo, we're here.
Dude, look at that Battle Mage.
Yeah, it's so good.
When you attack, player, draw a sight.
It's so good.
So once you get there, you're just like attack, draw a sight, attack, play a sight, attack over and over again.
I also think Wind could do it. Because Wind blows a minion to a nearby site, and so you could just start like flinging minions at your opponent.
Wind also had the like movement AoE stuff. That was really crazy last week.
Yeah. The tempo cards, you build that. You totally build that tempo deck. You got the Fey Changeling that bounces stuff. You got the Praetorian Cavalry that attacks when it comes in. There's going to be a beautiful combination of cards that you can do that plays that kind of a deck.
I really dig there's a few red things that I'm excited to try once we get full cards coming. But like the bounce locations, replay them. Once the locations bounce, the void gets created. Having void walk stuff.
Yeah.
So that
you're
like
void man.
You set up that exchange where you get to keep your thing and they don't. It's like indirect removal that costs you a land, but you already have the resource from it. Because there definitely comes a point where you don't need to draw more locations or play them. So you can bounce and then put it in a new spot, and it's more positional advantage than anything. That's interesting. Like all the burrowing minions in Earth, like the skeletons and the zombies and stuff.
Oh my gosh, that deck! Everybody wants to play that and figure that out, right? It's so good.
With red, at least, it's like damage bomb. Everything dies there, but my minions burrow instead, and then I bring them back from the dead.
Yeah, totally.
So you just keep throwing fire bombs and then bringing the skeletons back.
It's so cool.
You got it.
It's so cool.
We'll get there eventually. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait. We'll crack those actual boxes open.
Man, we get our Kickstarter stuff in.
The rest is history, man. Woo, I can't wait.
Oh, man. Again, huge shout out to Eric Scuriosa for sending us a box. This has been an incredible experience. We'll see if and when we use these again or not. Hopefully the Kickstarter stuff gets here soon. And again, all the cards we've been using for this, we are going to be sending out randomly to our subscribers. Huge shout out to all our Sorcery Box subscribers. It's still super early. Like we're way early.
Maybe a year away, man.
Yeah.
For set 2.
Just huge shout out to all of you. Couldn't do any of this without our subscribers. It's really incredible.
Also, how cool is it? Have you really appreciated that the first promo card that we get is going to be Arthurian Legends? And what that could mean? Is it Merlin? Is it Lancelot? What could it be,
Could be all sorts of crazy
Could be the Lady in the Lake. Could be...
If you could pick.
The Round Table. Knights of the Round... It could be just the Round Table. And then you got to get all the knights around it, and then that seems like a sorcery thing, right? Yeah. If I could pick, man, I'd
have to look.
The Green Knight was an Arthurian tale, right, too? Oh, I love the Green Knight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't say. Anyway, I guess we got to get out of here.
Someday, we will find out.
All right, everybody. Yeah. What is that line from Monty Python? Some moist...
For something completely different.
It's like the some
Galactus.
moist...
That one peasant gathering filth.
Yeah, it's so good. You've seen that movie, right?
Oh, Monty Python.
It's so good. It's not a viable basis for government. What is it? Some wet tart or something? What does he say? What's that quote? Somebody knows that. I'm going to sort cards until I get the answer to that. Or I might look it up right now. Maybe I'll do it that way.
Moist bent.
Some,
Pint.
hold on. There's not a viable system of government. Tell me if somebody finds it. Python, Lady Lake system.
He says a moist bite lobbying scimitars.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is it. Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. Genius.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks so much. I'm getting out of here by pressing the button that I know, which is this one. Take care. Sign up for Sorcery. Keep the support coming. Thank you, everybody.